Benjamin Franklin rightly said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest.
Good morning, one and all. Welcome to this momentous occasion of learning. I, Shambhavi Srivastav, Student Manager at Sri Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development.
And I, Pratham Soni, Student Manager at Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development, will be your Masters of Ceremony for today. We will ensure that every aspect of this event unfolds seamlessly and with utmost enthusiasm.
We would like to welcome you all to celebrate Financial Literacy Day. Financial Literacy Day is more than just a date on the calendar. It's a movement to empower our communities with the knowledge they need to make informed financial decisions. As student managers, the financial decisions we will make in the coming future is imperative.
Our guests for today are remarkable individuals who made an impact through their journeys. It is indeed an honor to have Mr. Deepak Kuresa, founder Epoch Investments, and Mr. Omkar SB, VP Data Science, who are true corporate leaders and visionaries. Sir, for us to thrive in a corporate world, Sri Balaji University Pune has an excellent academic program with inbuilt rigor and resilience and a program-driven approach.
We would also like to extend our greetings to our Chancellor, Sri Balaji University Pune, Professor Paramanandan Balasubramanian Sir, Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. G.K. Shirde Sir, and all the senior directors and deputy directors, faculty members, and to all our student managers.
University, Sri Balaji University Pune has also a vibrant ecosystem that nurtures, and through our interactive sessions with corporate stalwarts, we groom ourselves for challenges in the outer world.
Discipline, dedication, and determination. These are the three values on which Sri Balaji University Pune provides career-specific contemporary education with a strong emphasis on practical training and overall development of the students. We are very proud of our constitutes, namely Balaji Institute of Modern Management, BIMM, Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, BITM, Balaji Institute of International Business, BIIB, Balaji Institute of Modern Management and Human Resource Development, BIMHRD, Balaji School of Arts and Science, Balaji School of Law, which produced exceptional student managers.
On this gracious occasion, we fondly remember our founder, late Professor Dr. Colonel A. Balasubramanian Sir, for his vision to impart quality education to the youths of our country.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, as we dive into the realm of learning. Prepare to be inspired, uplifted, and driven to new heights. Let us promise ourselves to keep our body, soul, and mind open for learning. Now we would like to call upon the stage Dr. Ruhi Bakhare to address the gathering and set the flow of the event.
A very good morning, one and all present over here. Esteemed guests, faculty members, and all my dear students. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to the Financial Literacy Day celebrated by Balaji Institute of Management, Human Resource and Development, BIMHRD, Sri Balaji University, Pune, under the banner of Arthasya Financial Literacy Club, a day dedicated to empowering ourselves with the knowledge and skills necessary to navigate the complexity of personal and professional financial management. The Ministry of Finance, Government of India, and RBI has been observing Financial Literacy Week from 26th of February 2025 to March 1st, 2025, with an objective to raise awareness about the vital role of financial literacy in personal and economic well-being, while equipping individuals with practical knowledge on budgeting, saving, investing, and debt management. Through the expert sessions, workshops, and interactive activities, it aims to promote responsible financial behavior and encourage informed decision-making. In today's world, financial literacy is not just a skill, it's a necessity. Whether you are managing student loan, planning your career, investing for the future, or even running your own business, Your ability to make informed financial decisions will shape your success and stability. Financial literacy goes beyond just numbers. It influences our spending habits, investment choices, and long-term financial well-being. As future business leaders, entrepreneurs, and professionals, you will encounter financial decisions at every stage of your journey. The more you understand the principles of budgeting, saving, investing, and risk management, the better equipped you will be to secure a prosperous future, not only for yourself, but for the organizations and the committees you will serve. Today, we have the opportunity to explore critical financial concepts, engage in meaningful discussion, and learn from experts who will share their insights on wealth creation, financial planning, and responsible financial behavior. I encourage you all to participate actively, ask questions, and take full advantage of this platform to enhance your financial acumen. With this, I look forward to an insightful and enriching session ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now invite Dr. Deepak Urkure to the stage and request Dr. Rui Bakhare to felicitate our guest.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now request our student manager, Ms. Lavanya Srivastav, to introduce our esteemed guests.
Thank you, Shambhavi. Good morning, everyone. I am Lavanya Srivastav, a junior student manager from BIMHRD. It is my privilege to introduce Mr. Deepak Kuresa, a seasoned equity derivatives trader and founder of Epoch Investments. With over a decade of experience in Indian and US equity markets, Mr. Deepak is known for his expertise in manual trading, risk management, and high probability strategies. He is an NSIM certified research analyst, and his insights have been featured in Money Control. Beyond trading, he is passionate about financial education and has mentored over 1,000 aspiring traders and finance students, simplifying complex market concepts into actionable strategies. Holding a bachelor's degree in engineering and an MBA, he continues to empower investors with data-driven insights, portfolio management expertise, and strategic wealth creation methods. Today, we have had the privilege of learning from his journey and expertise. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Deepak Kuresa. And sir, the stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much for a very impressive and fluent introduction. A big round of applause for ChatGPT. Lavanya. Very good morning.
Chalo. I'm audible? I like that energy. And that is what I was looking for. Saturday morning, after exam, I believe, yes, you had a paper? After exam, sitting for a session, listening to someone, not sure about what they're talking about, how this is going to impact our life, each and everything. I just wanted that attention. I just wanted that energy, because what I am going to share you today is not just a like formal kind of seminar or a guest lecture or someone is speaking something regarding something and you will be listening. I know I have been a student. I have attended many. But many of the times, being a student, I always wanted to listen what I want to listen. Am I right? Right? Not always. I'm not saying that industry experts are not well versed with their knowledge, or are they are sharing irrelevant things. They do share the relevant things, but many of the times what we look out for, what is going with us right now, and what are we planning for ourselves in future, right? Is everyone with me? Good. So, as per the theme, so let's start with the theme. It's a financial literacy week, right? So RBI every year celebrates the financial literacy week. It's not about a celebration. It's a kind of awareness. Okay. And this year, the kind of initiative your college has taken regarding this, I really appreciate it, because I'll share you a story, the story of a student. Okay, the story of a student, from a student to a finance professional. But that journey has completely relevance to the topic and the financial literacy week. Okay, so what exactly we are talking about today? It's like financial literacy. What exactly the financial literacy is? So what we are observing of RBI's financial literacy week, which is from 24th Feb to 28th Feb. This happens every year, okay? And with an objective. And the objective is to raise awareness, to empower regarding finances, and to build up a behavioral change. Let me come to a story first. Yeah. Why do we need a financial literacy? A story, a very important story. Yeah? Why do we need a financial literacy? I'm not sure, are we able to see this? Okay, these are the articles. And RBI has published a report that is called National Strategy for Financial Education. The first report was published in 2013. 2013. Which class you were in? Sixth? Sixth, seventh? So all are Gen Zs? After 2000? Everyone? Good. From 13 to 18, there was a first report published where it was clearly mentioned that 71% educated youth, mark my word, and this is not I am saying, this is a report, 71% educated youth, doesn't matter BBA, MBA, any graduate or any postgraduate or doctorate, 71% educated youth of India is financially. This is not what I am saying. Okay, so they wanted to reduce this number. So they planned another actionable, they can actions on this. Okay, so they presented a second report in 2019. And that was called as National Strategy for Financial Education. Got it? So before coming to what exactly this is, why do we require financial literacy? Like everyone is saying that you are not financial literate. मुंह पे बोल रहे आपके. Right? You are educated, you are not financially literate. Let me tell you a story. Student की story. ठीक है? You can say this is my story. Actually, it's my story. In 2007, 2006, when maybe our dignitaries would be in either started their career or maybe in a graduation. I was in 10th. You were in your parents' arms. 2007, right? I always ask my family, my father, a question: why do we middle class do not invest in stock market? How many of you do now? Good. I am very happy to see this number. Trading? Trading? Full-time trading? No? Okay. Let me scrutinize. How many are pursuing MBA in finance? Right, I want finance people. Okay, good. Good number, good number. Okay, chalo. So my question to my family was, why a middle class do not invest in stock market? I didn't got an answer. And the answer was same. हमारा काम. This is the same you get. Everyone? यही जवाब मिलता है घर से? और क्या मिलता है? Anyone? Anyone? क्या होता है? पैसा उड़ जाता है. सट्टा है. Right? Good. My question, so that was the same answer I got at that point of time. So मैंने भी छोड़ दिया, ठीक है छोड़ दो, नहीं सोचेंगे इसके बारे में. बट चाइल्डहुड क्यूरियोसिटी खत्म नहीं होती ना, बराबर? चाइल्डहुड क्यूरियोसिटी खत्म हुई नहीं, एंड बाय द टाइम आई क्लियर 12th आई केम टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट देयर इज अ BSC, बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. देयर इज अ नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, एंड दे हायर अ फाइनेंस ग्रेजुएट. whom they hire? मतलब ये चीज तो अच्छी है. If it is wrong, my always a genuine question to every college, every parents, every society and every student is, if this is wrong, if this is a speculation, sattebaji, if it blow out your funds, why it is been taught in your curriculum? Clicks. कितने लोगों को लगता है कि सिखाया जाता है करिकुलम में? MBA फाइनेंस, बैलेंस शीट्स, रेशियोज, बजटिंग, फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग, कैपिटल मार्केट्स, प्री IPO, पोस्ट IPO, स्ट्रक्चर, डेरिवेटिव्स. आर वी हैविंग फाइनल ईयर स्टूडेंट्स हियर? MBA फाइनल ईयर, डेरिवेटिव्स पक्का? यू आर एग्रीइंग विथ मी? तो फिर सिखाया क्यों जा रहा है आपको? अगर ये सट्टेबाजी है तो सिखाया क्यों जा रहा है? You should not teach, right? So I came to know about the career in this capital market by the time I cleared 12th. Clear? I wanted to pursue BBA personally. बहुत तहे दिल से इच्छा थी कि मैं BBA करूं. क्यों? क्योंकि मुझे कहाँ जाना है? BSc. मुझे स्टॉक मार्केट में एंटर करके सीखना है. मुझे क्या सीखना है? कि why we middle class do not invest in. That was the only intention. Mark my word. इतना ही था मेरा, और कुछ नहीं था. छोटा आदमी, मिडिल क्लास का लड़का, कितने बड़े सपने देखेगा? कितने ही देखने देंगे? बराबर? क्लियर? चलो. I tried to convince my family. मुझे BBA करने दो. लेकिन my family was very strict. मेरा बेटा गुड है ना, वो चौथा इडियट मैं ही था. So I pursued mechanical engineering. I'll help you to clap more. I got DC in very first year. Complete backlogs. There is a saying called वो अलमारी क्या जिसमें रैक ना हो और वो डिग्री क्या जिसमें. You are a very energetic audience. So, fortunately, but I completed my degree. अरे इंजीनियर हूँ, छोड़ूंगा थोड़ी, है ना? मशीन बंद हो या ना हो, उसके ऊपर काम जरूर करेंगे. So I completed my degree. I moved to Pune. ठीक है? I started working as a mechanical engineer. I used to design machines. बड़ी बड़ी जितने भी आपके ऑटोमेशन मशीन्स आप देखते हो ना, I used to design that. I used to design, I used to manufacture, I used to commission it where the companies want to. Okay. During this process, I saw an ad of stock market training. बचपन की इच्छा अब जागृत हुई वापस. अब मेरे पास वक्त है, अब मेरे पास पैसा भी है, अब मुझे कोई रोक नहीं सकता, है ना? पंछी बनूं, उड़ता फिरूं मस्त गगन में. So I decided to learn. मतलब जो मैंने 9th standard में सवाल था मेरे जहन में कि what exactly, why we do not enter into stock market. I just wanted to learn. So I did that. I joined the classes, I learned, and what I learned was, until and unless I enter in a pool, I don't learn right? So I wanted to invest. I want to start investing just to learn. Still my aim is learning, because जब से बचपन से डरा गया है कि पैसा डूबता है, तो मैं तो चाहता था कि मैं पहले सीखूं. Don't worry, my name is Deepak. Any Suraj over here? Any Suraj? Ro. Okay, so I wanted to learn. I wanted to start investing. And the moment I wanted to start investing, I expected a salary hike. They didn't give me, and I left the job very next day. Very next day. नागपुर से हूँ, बहुत गरम चलता हूँ, है ना? So I left the job very next day, and while searching for another job, I came to know about this company. Now this is the turning point of my life. I came to know about this company called Capstone Securities Analysis Private Limited, which deals in equity trading in US markets. US markets, ना? अब तक के तो मैं यही तक था दायरे में, BSc तक, क्यों नहीं करते इस जानने तक, like, so I got an opportunity to work with this organization as a equity trader. मेरा सही है, पैसा भी नहीं लग रहा है, पैसा मिल रहा है उल्टा काम करने का. Let me join. I joined, and what I saw when I entered into this industry as a whole, I'm not saying as a trader, I'm saying as an industry as a whole, that what I was looking from outside at just an investment part of this industry, it is a whole financial world where there are different kind of profiles which requires a finance graduates. अब मेरा intention जो सिर्फ investment समझना था, अब इसके इतने visions निकले that I can become a trader, I can become a financial analyst, I can become a portfolio manager, I can become a research analyst, and there are n number of MNCs out there who are looking for a finance graduate in this capital market industry, but we are not yet that skilled and aware. Although we are learning it in our MBA from last 15 years. हमारे करिकुलम का हिस्सा ही है पूरा. कभी आप चेक करोगे, कभी आप कंपेयर करोगे, तो you will find almost above 60% of your MBA finance course is related to stock market. Completely. But nobody gives us, why I'm saying us? Because I was the part of that journey. Nobody gives us that vision. कि do not look stock market just as a पैसा गवाने वाली machine. Look it as a profession. And how you don't want to look at it, you should look at it as a profession, because you are learning all that things in your curriculum. So there the journey started with financial markets. So I kept on enjoying, exploring, learning a lot what I can do by myself. When I'm saying by myself, because at that point of time it was very hard to find a mentor or a guide to help you to get into this industry, to crack the profiles, to crack the traders, like to crack the trades and each and everything. It was very hard. Nowadays it's becoming very easy. You have YouTubes, you have Instagram Reels, you have influencers who tells you कि मैंने इतने पैसे से इतना पैसा बना लिया, right? And you keep on watching and you get influenced. तब ये सब नहीं होता था, ठीक है? Now my journey from a student who want to understand where to invest, move to a profession, and move to exploring a profession the more I can. Then I moved to Forex trading. From US markets, I got an opportunity with a global platform, right? International platforms, I moved to Forex trading. And then where I realized that Forex is not legal in India. How many of you do in Forex? 1, 2, many? अभी भी ट्रेड चल रही है? अभी भी ट्रेड चल रहा है क्या? अभी भी ट्रेड चल रहा है क्रिप्टो का? Forex trading. There I understood, do not invest your energy and knowledge which is not going to give you growth in your career in your country. कुछ नहीं होने वाला, कितनी भी मेहनत कर लो. that is not going to give you a growth. I am saying growth. Short-term satisfaction मिल जाएगा आपको. You are doing something. So I left the job. And the moment I left the job, it was very hard me to find another job. And like I was getting selected, but I was not getting placed. Like I was not getting an offer letter because I was not having a finance degree. I was a mechanical engineer. They wanted a finance degree. I had an experience of 2 years, but they want a finance degree. So I decided to pursue a finance degree. But with the persuasion of finance degree as an MBA, I decided to give this back to the society. What you are not well versed about, what you are not aware about. Now this has been my journey. I have faced this by myself. I have seen this by myself that we are not being literated financially, we are not being aware about the career. और ये जब तक मैं ये खुद समझ लूँ, तब तक ये रिपोर्ट आ चुकी थी. Can we move to next slide, please? National Strategy for Financial Education, a 2020-2025 project by the government of India, where they stated that the youth of India need to be financially educated to help the country grow. Your just degree, your just education is not sufficient to grow the country, right? So what they deployed in this? So first of all, who are the participants of this? किसने बनाया पूरा project किसने बनाया? So first thing, RBI, the biggest pillar of finance. ये तो सिखाया गया आपको GDP में, monetary policies में, finance वालों को specially, right? दूसरा, which is a part of, and one of our dignitary as well, है ना? This industry where we run a stock market. So RBI regulates. RBI regulates. RBI regulates banks. Monetary policy, you need to clear your fundamentals. Okay? SEBI regulates overall capital market. Okay? Then we have the fourth pillar. They regulates. Good. And we have the fourth one, PF. You are yet to go into that. So let's not discuss about PF. But these are the four pillars who created a structure to aware you financially with respect to finances. Each and every part. So what domain I am into? What domain I am into? Trading, capital markets. So I am a part of, right? So from last 10 years, thank you for the beautiful introduction. From last 10 years, I have been a full-time accidental trader. My vision was not becoming trader. No? Full-time accidental trader, a trainer, a mentor, and a person who want to give back to the youngsters what I never got for myself. So we formed an organization called Epoch Investments, where we started giving you that kind of knowledge first, mentorship second, and the most important part of this industry is the infrastructure. क्योंकि knowledge YouTube पे भी है, guide कॉलेज में भी है, बट जहाँ बैठ के मैं ये चीज़ें सीखूँ, वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हर जगह अवेलेबल नहीं है. And it was not well versed before 2020 actually. We'll come to that, and I'll give you a very precise data. Very precise data. I believe in practicals. I don't believe in theories. ठीक है? So what they designed a 5C components for you. First one is content. You getting your point? Content, आपके पास वही content होना चाहिए as a student. मेरे पास, I am sitting over there. मेरे पास वही content होना चाहिए जो मुझे financial literacy as a personal life skills plus financial literacy as a professional life skills जरूरी है. So I should consume only that content, which is not relevant to me. कोई जरूरत नहीं मुझे उसकी. Getting my point? Second one is capacity to build up that infrastructure. Clear? Third one is community, groups, जहाँ आप फाइनेंस की बातें करो. कितने अभी हम लोग ना, let's go out. I think we have some चटोरी street over here, right? Beside Decathlon, वहाँ बैठते हैं और चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी की बातें करते हैं. How many will participate? चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी की बात करते हैं, चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी मैच चल रही ना अभी, हाँ चलेगा एवरीवन? या फिर नहीं भी हुआ आप, मैं सिर्फ जाके बैठ जाऊंगा एंड आई जस्ट टॉक अबाउट क्रिकेट. जो नहीं भी जानता होगा मुझे, he will also join. Getting my point? But is this the same scenario with finance? क्या कहीं बैठ के हमने फाइनेंस की बातें की आज तक? क्या कहीं बैठ के हमने ट्रेडिंग की बातें की, हमने इन्वेस्टमेंट की बातें की, हमने ग्रोथ की बातें की, जीडीपी की बातें की? We do not talk finances, right? Because we are not been trained or we are not been guided that way that we should think about finances. All we think about just spending, है ना? Where we can spend. So we want to build up that community. And this is what not I am saying, huh? This is RBI is saying to you, to each and every youth and each and every community of this country. We want to build up a community towards finance and financial literacy. The fourth one is communication. Right now we are doing one. At this point of time we are doing one. But that communication need to be very specific and straight to the point. And the fifth and very important one is collaboration. To collaborate with educators, learners, even the companies who offer such kind of internship where you will get a practical and life-oriented and profession-oriented skills in finances. So financial literacy as a life skill, I don't want to get into that. अभी हम लोग वहाँ तक पहुँच नहीं किया, अभी तो हम पॉकेट मनी पे चल रहे घर वालों के, है ना? कोई है जो खुद कमा के MBA कर रहा है, गुड गुड, उनको जल्दी जॉब लगेगी, है ना? बाकी तो हम रेस्ट ऑफ अस आर लिविंग ऑन फैमिलीज पॉकेट मनी, राइट? तो लाइफ स्किल्स के बारे में ज़्यादा बात करके कोई मतलब है नहीं, वो किसी काम का है नहीं. सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द प्रोफेशनल स्किल्स. What if you enter into this industry and if you take financial literacy seriously with respect to your career also, so what kind of professional changes you will have? First of all, you get into practical learnings. I personally believe MBA should be done practically. Theoretically, नहीं. मुझे पसंद ही नहीं है. I want a professor of every MBA college, BCom college and BBA college who's like, this is my personal request, nothing else. No offense. No, I don't want to change any structure of any college. Don't want to get into any board members. I want every trainer of finance, professor of finance, that when we have a such big and huge infrastructure, that may happen in your college. I'm not well about it, but that's what my will is. From the beginning when I entered into this industry, that if I am having such kind of infrastructure and projector and screens and everything, and if I am teaching my grads to understand ratios, to understand balance sheets, it's my responsibility to open money control and show the ratios. Not कि मैंने पढ़ा दिया और SIP में देख लेना. I want you to open that complete fundamental of at least one stock, one company, one large cap company, जो आपका पूरा MBA करवा सकता है. एक कंपनी सिर्फ. अगर एक कंपनी पे आपने बैलेंस शीट स्टडी किया, एक कंपनी पे आपने रेशियो एनालिसिस किया, एक कंपनी पे आपने फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग कर लिया, और एक कंपनी पे ही छोटा मोटा ट्रेडिंग भी कर लिया आपने, छोटा मोटा, जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड द मूवमेंट्स ऑफ प्राइस एंड बिहेवियर ऑफ मार्केट्स, आप मिनिमम 5 जॉब प्रोफाइल के लिए रेडी हो जाते हो पहले 2 सेमेस्टर के अंदर. 5 job profiles. Getting my point? And this is equally, I'm not like, I should not just focus on professors. It's equally our responsibility that when we are learning something theoretically and we already know कि हमको graduation में वो चीजें नहीं मिली, which we are expecting, and that's why we are into MBA, and the common answers are to gain practical knowledge, to get industry expertise, to get management skills and each and everything. I can't use some extra words. नहीं फर्क पड़ने वाला. Until and unless you by yourself go into the free websites, Money Control, investing.com, open a balance sheet, the kind of balance sheet you created to try to identify, analyze, and just try to create a view. आगे क्या हो सकता है? How many of you are watching markets right now? कितना चल रहा है? अरे वो नहीं रे, कितना चल रहा है मार्केट? हाउ मेनी फाइनेंस पीपल डू नॉट नो व्हाट इज द करंट निफ्टी प्राइस? बी क्लियर, कितने फाइनेंस स्टूडेंट्स को अभी इस वक्त निफ्टी कितना चल रहा है नहीं पता? सबको पता है? व्हाट इज द नंबर? It is rising or it is falling? And if you are being asked in an interview that if you being a financial student, you want to become into research analyst or into trading or portfolio management or any investment banking, in investment banking do the same job, what are that 3 best picks you want to buy in this dip? Do you have an answer? And with a reason why to buy. Those who will have, they will get selected. This is what I call a practical approach of a student towards my curriculum. Not always a company will come, आओ बेटा बैठो, ये देखो, स्टॉक देखो, चार्ट्स देखो, टेक्निकल्स देखो, फंडामेंटल, हर बार नहीं करेगा कंपनी वाला, उसके पास इतना वक्त नहीं है ना? उसको खुद पैसा कमाना है. Very few companies, reputed organizations, only they do this kind of. SIP हो गया सबका? SIP? Right? कितने लोगों ने कैपिटल मार्केट में किया? 1, 2, 3, बस, बाकियों को नहीं मिला. चलो, तो आज ना थोड़ा सा आपका एक विजन ओपन कर देता हूं मैं. This is a data of rise in डीमैट अकाउंट्स आफ्टर कोरोना. 2020 में सब घर बैठे थे, है ना? और एक ही चीज थी सबके पास, ड्रीम 11 में टीम बनाओ. वो तो अभी आया ना, है ना? उस वक्त सबके पास एक ही काम था, दैट वाज ट्रेडिंग. कितने लोगों ने उस वक्त अकाउंट ओपन किया? कितने लोग, खड़े रखना हाथ, कितने लोग अब भी है एक्टिव? गुड, इन लोगों की लिस्ट भेजना मुझे. मे बी सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया, है ना? लेट्स हैव सम हायरिंग्स ओवर हियर. How many are open to get hired over here? जॉब सबको चाहिए, पढ़ाई किसी को नहीं करनी. बस आप मुझे लो, है ना? मैं एक्सपर्ट हूं, मुझे सब आता है ना? आप मुझे लो, आप ही मुझे पैसे दो, आप ही मुझे सिखाओ, और 6 महीने बाद जब मैं सीख जाऊंगा, harsh reality, right? So this is a data of rise in demat account. See, when I started in 2015, the data was very low. And what's happening in 2024? We are almost above 20 CR. 20 करोड़ अकाउंट्स जो पिछले 4 सालों में हुआ है, चेंज आया है इंडियन मार्केट्स में. पहला चेंज, डीमैट अकाउंट्स ओपनिंग, इन्वेस्टिंग, trading, and the second and the biggest and most important change is this one. This is a data of AMFI, Mutual Fund Investments. ठीक है? काय का डेटा है? किस चीज का डेटा है? SIP का. What is SIP? Definition. How much of funds is getting invested every month by an Indians, and of Indians who are getting a bit financially literate every year. A bit I am seeing, because according to the data, we are yet 27% educated people are financially literate right now in India. The target is to reach, make it by 42% by 2028. अभी 3 साल में इनको ये डबल करना है, ऑलमोस्ट. बराबर? तो फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी की बहुत ज़्यादा जरूरत है. बट वो जो छोटी सी लिटरेसी आई ना, उस हिसाब से जो डेटा चेंज आया, वो डेटा में आप थोड़ा सा एक नोटिस करिए. डेटाज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जब आप रिसर्च करते हैं ना, आप रिसर्च एनालिस्ट में जाते हैं फाइनेंस सीखने के बाद, आपको डेटा पे सबसे ज़्यादा काम करना पड़ता है. क्लियर? तो डेटा सेज दैट इन 2016-17, that is April, financial year starts with April, we were on 3,000 crores per month SIP, and right now in January 2025 we are at 26,400 crores per month SIP, equivalent to about 3 lakh crores rupees a year. 3 lakh crores. By the time you get 12th graduated, you get, by the way, by the time you go up past 12th and then graduated, and by the time you are pursuing MBA in finance to get a job in finance, this is the financial data that has rise. And if you are not getting aware कि ये industry बढ़ रही है और मुझे इसलिए prepare करना है खुद को, because by the time you get graduate and you start getting into management skills, our job market is supposed to raise by $45 billion. Job market, I'm seeing. Job market, which is currently doing a $24 billion a year market. And this is again a data for next 3 years. अगले 3 साल में अगर इतना पैसा बाहर से फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स में आने वाला है इंडिया में, तो क्या 20 करोड़ अकाउंट संभालने के लिए, 26,000 करोड़ का SIP संभालने के लिए, इतना रिसर्च करने के लिए, इतना फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड प्रोसेस करने के लिए हमें फाइनेंस ग्रेजुएट्स की जरूरत नहीं है? All they want you to perceive a skill that can be done at a much lower cost of your Domino's pizza or a McD meal. कितने का था McD meal? Starbucks की कॉफी? एक पब की एंट्री? You are a consumer. How? अच्छा चलो एक स्टोरी बता दो, बहुत अच्छी स्टोरी. And you will feel कि हमें बहुत जल्दी शुरू कर देना चाहिए था. How many of you order from Zomato? Good. चलो, what is the average spending? 200 rupees per day? Above? Higher? Package बढ़ाओ चलो, 200 से ऊपर. 300 rupees per day again? 500? 501? कंपनी नहीं खरीदनी है. So on an average we spend 150 rupees, 200 rupees a day, you are saying, right? That means you are spending 6,000 rupees a. How many are sitting here? कितने बैठे यहाँ? कितने बैठे? कितने बैठे जल्दी बताओ? 300? 200? So 200 multiplied by 6,000? 1 lakh? पक्का? मैथमेटिक्स सही है कि 12 लाख? यार कैसे हायर होंगे यार तुम लोग? सो 12 लाख का बिजनेस एक महीने में जोमेटो सिर्फ इस रूम से कर रहा है. बरोबर? ऐसे कितने कॉलेजेस है पुणे में? ऐसे कितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं? और हम तो अभी सिर्फ स्टूडेंट्स की बात कर रहे हैं. सो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ रेवेन्यू माइट हैव बीन जोमेटो जनरेटिंग? Do anyone have an investment in Zomato? This is not recommendation. Savvy people, please, no recommendations. This is just for a knowledge sharing purpose. How many of you have an investment in Zomato? At what prices? 40 rupees? 45 rupees? That was the bottom. 120 good? 180? 240? So the prices what I am listening is way below that what you spend a day. Getting my point? What is the current market price? How many time, in how much time period? In last 1 year, 1.5 year. हाँ? 100 रुपए का स्टॉक एक साल के अंदर 200 रुपए क्रॉस कर रहा है. हम being a consumer of that company and a finance student not able to understand the business and not able to invest a day meal just to understand the process, business, returns and management. It is giving you an 100% ROI in an year to understand portfolio management. समझ रहे हो? हमारी गलती है. इसमें प्रोफेसर्स की गलती नहीं है. आप कंज्यूमर हो, आप खर्च कर रहे हो, बट आप उसको उस नजर से नहीं देख रहे हो जो एज अ फाइनेंस स्टूडेंट आपने देखना चाहिए था. अगर किसी के पास भी, मैं 200% आई कैन गारंटीडली से कि जिसके पास भी पिछले 1 साल का रिपोर्ट होगा, irrespective to whatever the fund you have in your account, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता उससे, जिसके पास भी इस चीज का रिपोर्ट होगा कि मैंने पिछले 6 महीने में इस तरीके का रिसर्च किया है मेरे लिमिटेड स्टडी से, लिमिटेड फंड से, बट आई डोंट हैव टू मच ऑफ फंड, बट दैट इज द कैपेसिटी आई हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द मार्केट्स, ये मेरा रिपोर्ट है, आप कंपनी को बेचो, कंपनी अब भी कभी 12 लाख पे हायर करेगी। एम आई राइट सर? अब भी कॉलेज की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। मैंने जॉब मार्केट दिखाया आपको, वी आर एट 20 करोड़ डीमैट अकाउंट, संभालने के लिए लोग नहीं है ब्रोकिंग इंडस्ट्री में। कंटिन्यू फोन आते हैं हमको, लड़के भेजो लड़के भेजो, मैं भी कितनी कैपेसिटी में भेजूंगा? बिकॉज व्हेन आई मेंटर, व्हेन आई ट्रेन, व्हेन आई गाइड ओनली जेन्युइन पीपल। ये नहीं कि बस SIP करना है, कुछ करना है, कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा तो यही कर लेते, नहीं। बिकॉज व्हेन आई ट्रेन, I help them get placed in reputed organization in investment banking only with practical knowledge। मुझसे थ्योरी होती नहीं। ओपन एन अकाउंट, 100 रुपए डालो, 100 रुपए का मुझे 105 करके बताओ 3 महीने में 4 बार। 2 रुपीज क्वेश्चन, 5 रुपए कमाने लगा रहे, है ना? दिस इज काइंड ऑफ मेंटालिटी वी हैव। 5 रुपए कमाने लगा रहे। इट मे साउंड 5 रुपीज टू यू, बट इट इज 5% to me as an industry, as a trader, as a fund manager, as an investor, which is equivalent to your bank FD for an good। 3 महीने में अगर 5% भी कमा लो ना, और इसकी आदत डाल लो बार बार, तो जॉब करो कहीं भी करो, चाहे फाइनेंस इंडस्ट्री में करो, आप HR भी बैठे, शायद मार्केटिंग वाले भी बैठे, पैसा तो जम के कमाएंगे मार्केटिंग वाले कमीशन से, है ना? लोन सर, लोन लोन लोन, अरे लोन, LOAN, लोन, है ना? ये ऑफर है, वो ऑफर है। मार्केटिंग में पैसा बहुत अच्छा है, सच बता रहा हूँ, और शेयर मार्केटिंग में तो बहुत अच्छा है। ऑल यू नीड इज अ नॉलेज, records, and the thing which every millionaire lacks is a discipline। Everyone is with me? Do you agree? Thank you। So what next? ये है हार्श रियलिटी कि 150 रुपए का जोमेटो भी खरीद कर रोज हम उसका 100 रुपए का शेयर प्राइस नहीं खरीद सकते, जो 1 साल के अंदर डबल भी हो सकता है, जो मुझे ये बिजनेस सिखा सकता है, फंड मैनेजमेंट सिखा सकता है, ट्रेडिंग सिखा सकता है, इन्वेस्टमेंट सिखा सकता है, और मुझे एक बहुत अच्छे जॉब में लैंड करवा सकता है किसी भी बड़ी रिपोर्टेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में। One of my intern last year got selected into ICICI Securities as a research analyst based on these things। उसने सिर्फ 6 महीने ये रिपोर्ट्स बनाई कि where I am looking the markets and the what way I am looking at the markets। क्योंकि सबको पैसा कमाना है और सबके पास वक्त नहीं है पैसा कमाने के लिए, तो दे आर लुकिंग फॉर फंड मैनेजर्स, रिसर्चर्स, एनालिस्ट, इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर्स, RAs। बहुत जरूरत है। NISM सर्टिफिकेशन की डेट्स नहीं मिलती है। आप देख लो, आप जाओ, आप करिए रिसर्च एनालिस्ट का एग्जामिनेशन देने की कोशिश करिए, आपको डेट्स नहीं मिलेगी। इतनी डिमांड बढ़ चुकी है, 50% सर्ज हुआ है पिछले 3 महीनों में सर्टिफिकेशंस के लिए फाइनेंस के, बिकॉज जॉब्स आर राइजिंग ऑन अ हाई नोट। बहुत डिमांड है। द प्रॉब्लम इज वी आर लैकिंग विथ स्किल्स। ठीक है, सो लेट मी रैप अप विद स्टेप्स टू फॉलो। अगर आप सच में आपको लग रहा है कि ये मोटिवेशनल चीज है, ये हमने अब तक के लैक की है, ये हमको करना चाहिए था, राइट? सो दीज आर द बेसिक स्टेप्स यू शुड फॉलो। सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे? सबसे पहले ओपन एंड डीमैट अकाउंट, फ्री है, किसी भी ब्रोकर के साथ जाइए, फ्री है। ठीक है, सेकंड स्टेप, कितना भी बहुत कम डालिए ना, आप जितना जितना आप स्पेंड कर रहे हो उतना ही इन्वेस्ट करिए। अरे आइडिया का 10 रुपए का ले लो यार शेयर, 8 रुपए का, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। यू जस्ट नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रोसेस, हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई द कंपनी। द थर्ड स्टेप वुड बी सिलेक्ट ओनली 5 कंपनीज, द बेस्ट वन। लार्ज कैप, स्मॉल कैप, मिड कैप सबको पढ़ाया गया, राइट? कोई भी 5 कंपनी सिलेक्ट करिए और पूरे 5 कंपनी पे ही अपना पूरा रिसर्च स्टडी करिए। ठीक है, उसके रिपोर्ट्स रखिए ताकि आप कंपनीज को बेच सको, आप कंपनीज को बता सको कि दिस इज व्हाट आई डिड। यस्टरडे आई मैसेज टू माय एवरी इंटर्न कि अगर आप इस वक्त प्लेस नहीं हुए हैं इनकेस किसी कॉलेज की वजह से या किसी प्रोसेस की वजह से, तो ये जरूर होगा कि जब आप बोलोगे कि यू आर इंटर्न एट एपॉक इन्वेस्टमेंट्स एंड यू अंडरस्टैंड, यू लर्न ट्रेडिंग, इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, they will definitely ask you this question: what are the stock I should focus on at this point of time, at 22,300 nifty, 23,200, or should I wait for more fall? कितने लोगों को लगता है और गिरेगा? नहीं गिरेगा? पक्का बॉटम बन गया? और गिरेगा? अभी तो और चलेगा. कितना गिरेगा? Huh? Let's see. I can't comment on that right now. I'm not authorized for it over here. ठीक है? So this is the process. Then what you need to do? You just need to practice buying and selling. कैसे होता है executions, order execution कैसे होते हैं? क्योंकि ये आपको जो चीजें front end में दिख रही है, इसका back end में बहुत importance है, बहुत ज़्यादा. There are many companies who are hiring for back end operations, but you should know. They expect you should know the front end operations. Then only you can understand the back end one. Then you can start with technical analysis, that is understanding charts, graphs, indicators, each and everything. And then what you can do is like slowly start understanding fundamentals, whatever you have learned. And at the end, maintain the records. अगर किसी ने 6 महीने के बाद getting motivated ये करके लाया, to me, I assure you कि उसको जॉब मिलेगी. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि एपॉक इन्वेस्टमेंट्स में मिलेगी, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि उसको जॉब मिलेगी. Because during the process of evolving myself into this financial industry from just an observer to a trader to a fund manager, and now I'm mentoring a lot of youngsters to pursue careers and helping them to get placed into good organizations, what I have understood that there are too much jobs, and I have a good connects in industry. I have built that connections because I never had that kind of backup to learn, to guide me. उनको इतनी requirements होती है, they continuously ask me for students. Is there anyone who is very keen to enter into markets, looking for jobs? We are ready to hire. Delhi, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Gujarat, Gift City, Gandhinagar, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune. A lot of companies are hiring in Pune. Getting my point? And plus international markets. Because capital market is just not limited to India. It is global. आप कहीं से भी सीखिए, कोई भी market सीखिए, you can work in any industry. So my intention towards financial literacy session and towards my life goal is, I don't want everyone to literate financially just in form of investment. यहाँ पैसा लगाइए, ये सही तरीका होता है, यहाँ डेट फंड आपने लेने चाहिए, नहीं लेने चाहिए, इसके लिए बहुत एक्सपर्ट्स बैठे हैं. I want every individual, every student to understand the capacity of capital market with respect to practical learning for their life plus their professional life. And I'll keep on doing these things until I'm alive. Thank you so much.
Now the house is open for questions.
Yes, we'll be happy to have any questions. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Very good
Sir, my
morning.
name is Ronak Chaudhary. Sir, अगर कुछ लास्ट टाइम का मतलब कुछ पुराना रिकॉर्ड्स रीसेंट का डेटा देखें तो लाइक जनवरी में आफ्टर मतलब डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प के इलेक्शन जीतने के बाद मार्केट इंडियन मार्केट में भी काफ़ी इफेक्ट हुआ है. एंड लास्ट 2-3 साल का डेटा देखें तो जो यूथ है, इंडियन यूथ है, वो मार्केट में बहुत मतलब लाइक डीमैट अकाउंट बहुत खोले. उसका रीज़न मतलब मेजर जो मुझे रीज़न लगा कि जो ये आईपीओ आते हैं इसके चक्कर में उन्होंने बहुत अकाउंट्स खोले बहुत. और जो रीसेंट डेटा है जनवरी का, जनवरी 2025, उसमें अराउंड जो मार्केट गिरा है 99,600 अराउंड अकाउंट्स क्लोज हो गए हैं। तो उसके लिए जो मतलब पेशेंस लैक करते हैं, उसके लिए यूथ को क्या करना चाहिए?
यूथ को क्या करना चाहिए? गुड। टू गेट अ जॉब, what kind of education you perceived? Please have a mic. This is very important question because many of the people do not understand the process behind and outcome of that process. What you perceived?
So marketing?
Huh?
Marketing?
No, like what you perceived before marketing?
So BCom.
How many years?
So 3 years.
3 years. What you perceived before that?
So I was commerce.
Commerce. 12, right? Yeah, 2 years. Basic education is necessary, so we don't calculate that. And you are pursuing MBA for 2 years,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So we can calculate almost 5 years you are investing in your education.
Yes, sir.
For what?
So to get a job.
To better job. That means a good salary, a
Yes,
good
sir.
life balance from that salary.
Yes, sir.
The problem with the youth is they expect 21 दिन में पैसा डबल in market.
Yes, sir.
ना पॉन्जी स्कीम चल रही इधर, लक्ष्मी चीट फंड.
Yes, sir. Right.
That is the problem. And that is not your problem. That is the problem of influencers. जो सिर्फ आपके प्रॉफिटेबल ट्रेड्स आपको इंस्टाग्राम पे पोस्ट कर रहे हैं.
Yes, sir.
आपको ये बता रही कि मेरा इतने का अकाउंट इतना हो गया. My genuine question like why MBA, my genuine question like why don't professors shows balance sheets and ratios in presentations in your session, in your classrooms. My genuine question to everyone in the society is like, if someone is making money, why do they need to tell you? कमा रहा है ना पैसा, डबल कर रहे हैं ना, करते रहे, अंबानी से ऊपर चले जा. What is your intention behind promoting your trades, your 21 दिन में पैसा डबल वाली strategies? When you can make it good, get a loan from bank, है ना? 21 दिन में डबल कर ले, साल भरे का लोन. This is a good financial calculation, right? है ना? Financial literacy की बात कर रहे हैं ना हम लोग इस वक्त. So this is a good financial calculation. I'll get a loan, a personal loan of 20% से ले लूँगा, चलो मैं, क्योंकि मेरी कैपेसिटी क्या है? डबल करने की ना. So I'll double it and I'll refund it. This is the problem. That market needs time, like our education. Market needs education. And most importantly, market needs data. आप लोगों को या फिर किसी भी यूथ को क्या लगता है कि हम चार्ट्स देख लेंगे, कुछ स्पेसिफिक पैटर्न्स देख लेंगे और वो ब्रेकआउट दिख जाएगा. वो जो आपको दिख रहा है ना, वो सबको दिख रहा है. जो सबको दिख रहा होता है ना, वो वैसा काम नहीं करता जिस तरीके से हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं. आई हैव बीन थ्रू दैट प्रोसेस. आई हैव लर्न द सेम थिंग. कैंडलस्टिक पैटर्न्स, चार्ट एनालिसिस, आई हैव लर्न द बैलेंस शीट्स, आई आइडेंटिफाई. लेकिन वो तो सभी को दिख रहा है. हमें वो भी चीज़ें देखनी पड़ती है जो चीज़ें किसी के रडार में नहीं है, एंड दैट इज़ अ डेटा. बहुत सारा डेटा परचेस करना पड़ता है. सो सम टाइम यू कैन मेक मनी. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि पैसा आपको ऐसा नहीं कमाओगे. लाइक यू समटाइम्स यू विल मेक मनी, बट मेनी ऑफ टाइम्स यू विल लूज. एंड व्हेन यू स्टार्ट लूजिंग, व्हेन अ यंगस्टर स्टार्ट लूजिंग, एंड लाइक आई सेड कि आप लोगों में डिसिप्लिन नहीं है और पेशेंस नहीं है. व्हेन यू स्टार्ट लूजिंग, यू डू नॉट एंटर इनटू मार्केट्स टू अंडरस्टैंड मोर, to learn more. You come up with a approach to recover. और मार्केट ने पैसा लिया तो मैं मार्केट से ही निकालूंगा. And that approach keeps on draining your accounts, and at a certain point of time you feel मेरा हो गया. And then when you live out. But trust me, जब मैं भी छोटा था तब भी मार्केट था. That was the time period of हर्षद मेहता स्कैम. वो तो मुझे अभी पता चला 20 साल बाद. By the time you were a kid, .com बबल हुआ, 2008 क्रैश हुआ, बट उसके बावजूद मार्केट आज 10 साल बाद, 15 साल बाद ऑल टाइम हाई पर है. अगर आपने इस अप्रोच से इस मार्केट में कदम रखा, इस अप्रोच से आपने ये भी सोचा कि मैं MBA कर रहा हूँ, मैं फाइनेंस कर रहा हूँ, इसीलिए कर रहा हूँ ताकि मैं इस मार्केट का हिस्सा बने रहूँ जिंदगी भर, रिटायरमेंट के बाद भी, है ना? LIC वाले ऐसा नहीं करना, जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी बाद में नहीं, कोई यही बराबर. तो अगर आपने इस अप्रोच से शुरू किया, 1.5 साल लगेगा, याद रखिएगा, 1.5 साल लगेगा पूरा स्ट्रक्चर समझने के लिए. सारे यूथ को बता रहा हूँ मैं भी यूथ ही हूँ, ठीक है. 1.5 साल लगेगा समझने के लिए, 6 महीने लगेंगे बिल्डअप करने के लिए, और 2 साल के बाद से जब रिजल्ट आने स्टार्ट हो गए, I guarantee you, if you become a disciplined and a patient investor or a trader with any kind of profession as a full-time trader or portfolio manager, जितना आपके सारे 2-5 साल में पैकेज नहीं कमा रहे होंगे, उतना आपका 2 महीने का या 1 क्वार्टर का बनेगा. और जो बना रहा होता ना, याद रखना, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन मार्केट्स. 2000 का नोट और 2000 का नोट कमाने वाले आवाज नहीं कर रहे, वो शांत बैठे, ठीक है, सिर्फ चिल्लर बज रहे. ठीक है, तो वो इन्फ्लुएंसर्स, पैसा डबल होता है, ये होता है, ये सब छोड़ दीजिए. फाइनेंशियल स्टूडेंट की तरह सोचिए, 1-1.5 साल दीजिए मार्केट्स को, क्योंकि ये शायद जिंदगी भर काम आएगा. अब जिंदगी भर से एक चीज़ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट याद आई, इस पूरे प्रोसेस में, फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी प्रोसेस में, इन्होंने इस साल जो थीम रखी है आरबीआई ने, वो ये थी कि वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट में वो बहुत फोकस कर रहे हैं. दे वॉन्ट वुमेन ऑफ आवर कंट्री टू गेट लिटरेट फाइनेंशियली, क्योंकि सबसे ज़्यादा फाइनेंशियल डिसीजन कौन लेता है? वुमेन, है ना. कौन सा ड्रेस खरीदना है, कौन सी गाड़ी खरीदनी है ना, कितनी ज्वेलरीज ले चाहिए, वो सारे फाइनेंशियल डिसीजन किसके होते हैं? वुमेन के. तो अगर वुमेन ही समझ जाए कि फाइनेंसेस कैसे मैनेज करने हैं, तो उससे बेहतर घर और देश कोई नहीं चला सकता, इंक्लूडिंग कल तक सेबी के चेयरमैन भी, आप भी फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, and with a vision to literate all the sisters, daughters, women of this industry, our country, on Raksha Bandhan 2 years before, 2 साल पहले रक्षा बंधन के दिन, we started an initiative called Female Finance, where based on my expenses towards my sisters and the females I saw in the community, after certain point of time, every female feels कि मुझे जॉब नहीं करनी है, but still I want to be financially independent. आप यंग है, अभी आपको ये फीलिंग नहीं आएगी, लेकिन ये कभी अपनी मम्मी से पूछिए, अपनी बड़ी बहनों से पूछिए, भाभीयों से पूछिए, वो यही कहेंगे कि वी वांट टू सिट एट होम, बट इवेंचुअली वी वांट टू बी ए फाइनेंशियली इंडिपेंडेंट. ये वो डोमेन है जिसके स्किल्स अगर आपने आज से बिल्डअप कर लिए और 2 साल 3 साल आपने बहुत अच्छे गाइड, अच्छे मेंटर के साथ रहकर बहुत अच्छा स्कोप बना लिया अपने आप का, आई एश्योर यू पूरी जिंदगी आप घर में बैठ के 9 बजे से 3 बजे के बीच, मंडे टू फ्राइडे, चूज योर करियर वाइजली वाला लाइफ बिताओगे विथ फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस एंड वर्क फ्रॉम एवरीवेयर. बीच पे बैठो, पहाड़ी पे बैठो, बच्चों के साथ बैठो, अकेले बैठो, you can do whatever you want to. And this is our agenda of RBI this year also, to educate women into this industry. समझा? वो स्कीम बंद कर दो, सीखो, अच्छे से सीखो, अच्छा पैसा मिलेगा. हम कमा रहे दोस्त. I am not on social media. Yes, any more questions? Any more questions? चलो सवाल 2 ही लोगों को आते हैं. हाँ प्लीज, एक जिसको समझ गया.
Sir, good morning, sir. Welcome to Sri Balaji University.
Thank you so much.
Sir,
I have been here again before as well.
So welcome again, sir.
But not as a speaker.
Okay, sir. The question is like when the markets are going down, so there is almost panic selling in the market.
Yeah.
And when markets go up, people buy these shares. So my question is like how to understand the psychology. For example, Trump was in power and people started selling in the Indian markets, that is the institutional investors. So how can we understand more deeply the psychology so that we can hedge the next prices?
Can we jump on to the 5C components of government's agenda? Yes, that the 5C components. First thing first, what I have understood during complete process was we lack a community. ये बहुत सिंपल है एंड आई विल बी वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. हमारे पास वो कम्युनिटी नहीं है. मेरे पास क्रिकेट की बात करने के लिए कम्युनिटी है, मेरे पास बिग बॉस की बात करने के लिए कम्युनिटी है, मुझे वायरल रील्स की बात करने के लिए कम्युनिटी है ना. कहीं भी बैठ के मैं कुछ भी बातें कर सकता हूँ. मुझे गॉसिप करने की भी कम्युनिटी मेरे पास, इसने वो बोला, उसने वो बोला, राइट. वी डू नॉट हैव अ कम्युनिटी टॉक ऑन फाइनेंस एंड कैपिटल मार्केट एज अ पार्ट ऑफ फाइनेंस. उसके लिए तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं, क्योंकि हमारा तो माइंड सेट ही खराब करके रखा है ना बचपन से. सट्टेबाजी है, पैसा डूबता है, ये है वो है. तो इट विल डेफिनेटली टेक अ टाइम to change that mindset. Thankfully, we were that much capable enough to change that much mindset in my society, my environment. But if we are not having that community, like I said, now I have that kind of connections into the markets, I have built up that connections. That is based on this only कि community मुझे वही जाना पड़ेगा जहाँ वो बातें चल रही है. सबसे पहला सिंपल है ना? हमें जो चाहिए हमें वो वही जाके you wanted to pursue MBA, you came to a college where MBA has been taught. MBBS में तो जाके हम MBA नहीं कर रहे ना. सिंपल. तो आपको सबसे पहले उस कम्युनिटी में जाना पड़ेगा. उस कम्युनिटी में जब आप जा रहे हो, वो कम्युनिटी है नहीं है, आप खुद बिल्डअप कर रहे हो या आपको कहीं से मिल गई, उन्होंने आपको एंट्री दे दी, आप रहिए उनके साथ. यू बी अ गुड लिसनर एंड गुड स्टूडेंट. उतना ही करिए. बिकॉज आई नो यू डोंट हैव मनी एंड इफ यू हैव प्लीज कम टू मी. आई नो स्टूडेंट के पास पैसा नहीं होता. उतना पैसा नहीं होता कि वो पैसा कमाए. उतना जरूर होता है कि वो सीखे. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? कम्युनिटी में जाइए. कम्युनिटी में जाने के बाद उसी कंटेंट पे फोकस करिए जो कंटेंट आपकी जरूरत है ग्रोथ करने के लिए. जैसे आपने कहा कि ट्रम्प पावर में आ रही है, वो आई एम नॉट एट वी आर नॉट एट अ राइट प्लेटफॉर्म टू डिस्कस ऑल दिस थिंग्स और आई वर नॉट एट अ राइट प्लेटफॉर्म टू कमेंट ऑन इट, राइट? बट देयर इज समथिंग व्हाट यू हैव लर्न, दैट इज डिवैल्यूएशन ऑफ मनी. आपको सिखाया गया होगा फंडामेंटल्स में. एंड योर मनी हैज बीन डिवैल्यूड फ्रॉम 84 टू 87. जब फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर इंडिया में इन्वेस्ट करता है तो वो ये देखता है कि मैंने किस वैल्यू पे इन्वेस्ट किया था और इस वक्त वैल्यू क्या चल रही है. तो वो चाहे कितना भी रिटर्न कमा ले, क्योंकि वैल्यू बढ़ रही है, उसका रिटर्न बाय डिफॉल्ट कम हो जाता है. तो वो नहीं रहना चाहता आपके साथ, वो निकल जाना चाहता है. वो भी कंपेयर करता है. जिस तरह हम कंपेयर करते हैं कि मैं जोमेटो में ही क्यों इन्वेस्ट करूँ, मैं स्विगी में क्यों नहीं करूँ, उसी तरह वो भी कंपेयर करते हैं कि हम इंडिया में ही क्यों इन्वेस्ट करें, व्हाई नॉट गो इनटू चाइना और यूरोपियन मार्केट्स और देयर ओन मार्केट्स. और जब वो कंपैरिजन उनको ज़्यादा बेनिफिशियल जहाँ महसूस होता है, वो वहाँ शिफ्ट होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है. दैट इज द रीजन वी आर फॉलोइंग अ लॉट. दैट इज द ओनली रीजन.
Thank you, sir.
So be in a community. Try to search that for that community. If you don't find any, just ping me on LinkedIn. I'll help. या फिर अपनी बनाइए ना. जितने लोग ट्रेडिंग करते हैं कॉलेज में, आप अपना एक अच्छा ग्रुप बनाइए, उसमें डिस्कशंस करिए, इंपॉर्टेंट बातें डिस्कस करिए, शेयर करिए न्यूज़, इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़, उस टॉक्स पे फोकस करिए, उसके रिएक्शंस देखिए. कल एक बहुत अच्छा न्यूज़ था, लाइक फॉर एन MBA स्टूडेंट इट इज़ वेरी हेल्पफुल. कल एक इतनी बड़ी कंपनी ने सिर्फ ये कहा कि हम वायर इंडस्ट्री में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे. आदित्य बिरला ने कहा हम वायर में एंटर करेंगे. पक्का? तो क्या होना चाहिए? होना क्या चाहिए? लॉजिकल. what says the logic says if the company is entering into a business model, what should be the reason, what should be the result? होना क्या चाहिए? ग्रोथ होनी चाहिए ना. कोई भी इन्वेस्टर इन कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट क्यों करता है? आपके घर वाले आप में इन्वेस्ट क्यों कर रहे हैं? रिटर्न्स के लिए. गुड. ये सच है ना? उनको कोई शौक नहीं अपने कमाया हुआ पैसा उड़ाने का. They want to expect a return, but what happened in the market? सारे के सारे वायर शेयर्स इंक्लूडिंग अल्ट्राटेक were down, है ना? ये क्यों हो गया? What was the perspective? What was the reason? तो ये हम पूरा MBA में पढ़ रहे होते हैं और हमें सिर्फ वो मार्केट में इम्प्लीमेंट करना पड़ता है. That's the only reason. Any more questions? We are like running out of time. Any question? Yes, please.
This will be the last question.
Good morning, sir. My name is Khushi Soni. I'm from BIB Finance. I come from Chandrapur. I wanted
You came
to
from?
ask- Chandrapur.
Okay.
Yeah. Near Nagpur.
हाँ ठीक है.
I just wanted
ज़्यादा
to
गर्म है
ask-
हमसे. ठीक है. 2 डिग्री ज़्यादा तप जाता है और कुछ नहीं.
Sir, I wanted to ask up to what extent the market fancy or the information hyping up correlates with the investment behavior of the investors.
You're talking about news?
Yes, sir. News and the influencers who hype up the stocks or where to invest. So, up to what extent it directly correlates with the number of investment or the premium paid?
That is called stock manipulation. सबसे पहली चीज़ तो सबसे अच्छा स्टेप तो ये हुआ है कि सेबी अब इसके पीछे बहुत एग्रेसिव हो गई. अब तो बोलते कि अब नहीं कर सकते भैया, तुम सिर्फ दिखो करते हुए. लाइक दे आर कीपिंग अ ट्रैक ऑन एवरीथिंग, क्योंकि यहीं पे मैक्सिमम अवेयर अवेयर जो जब तक नहीं हुए थे लेकिन फाइनेंशियली लिटरेट हो रहे, अवेयर हो रहे, वो ऐसे स्कीम्स में या ऐसे इसमें फंस रहे थे कंटिन्यूसली, एंड दे वर मैनिपुलेटिंग ना. हाउ इट इज बीइंग मैनिपुलेटेड? वेरी सिंपल, आई टेल यू अ स्टोरी. देयर वाज अ स्टॉक कॉल्ड 7NR. ठीक है, 7NR. इट वाज लाइक समवेयर अराउंड 5 रुपए 6 रुपए. ठीक है, in 1.5 year it was trading at 220 rupees. 1.5 year 220 rupees. No fundamentals, no valuation, कुछ नहीं था उस कंपनी का. So one of the market participant came to me like, मेरे पास ये कंपनी है, अच्छा we are making 100% ROI and सब कुछ ओके. ओके सर, सर इसका चार्ट देख के लग नहीं रहा कि डेटा देख के तो लग नहीं रहा कंपनी है. किसने सजेस्ट किया आपको? बोले दोस्त. ठीक है सर, कोई बात नहीं. आई डोंट रिकमेंड स्टॉक्स, आई ओनली अवेयर ट्रेन. 5 दिन बाद मुझे मिले, देर लाइक स्टॉक कंटिन्यूसली लोअर सर्किट हिट कर रहे हैं, कंटिन्यूसली, एंड दैट स्टॉक वाज कंटिन्यूसली हिटिंग अ लोअर सर्किट, और आज भी वो स्टॉक 2 रुपए पे ही ट्रेड कर रहे हैं. दिस इज कॉल्ड पंप एंड डंप स्कीम. व्हेन समवन गेट टू मच क्राउड एंड बैकअप विद रिस्पेक्ट टू देयर लिसनर, देयर आर हाई चांसेस कि वो ऐसे कुछ चीजें करे, बिकॉज आई नो आई हैव 1 मिलियन फॉलोअर्स और 1 लाख फॉलोअर्स और सबके पास 1 लाख रुपए. सो हाउ मच आई हैव इन कैपिटल टोटल? कितना? 100 करोड़, 1000 करोड़, 10 करोड़, कितना? 1 लाख फॉलोअर है मेरे और सबके पास 1 लाख रुपए. 1000 करोड़. और मैंने एक 5 करोड़ की कंपनी सिलेक्ट कर ली जिसका वैल्यूएशन सिर्फ 5 करोड़ है. क्या मैं वो 1000 करोड़ से 5 करोड़ की कंपनी को हिला नहीं सकता? दैट इज व्हाट यू कॉल फ्री फ्लोट ऑफ शेयर्स, आउटस्टैंडिंग शेयर्स. बहुत अच्छी कंपनी, ये होगा वो होगा, तो ये पहले खरीद लेते हैं, ये पहले खरीदते, देन दे स्टार्ट पुशिंग यू, देन कोई खरीदता है, फिर अपर सर्किट आता है, फिर कोई खरीदता है, फिर अपर सर्किट आता है, फिर अपर सर्किट आता है, अपर सर्किट वो बाहर निकल जाते हैं और वो सर्किट वाले फंस जाते हैं. ठीक है, तो ये भी फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी का पार्ट है कि आपको क्या करना है और क्या नहीं करना है. एंड न्यूज़, जिस न्यूज़ पे हम बहुत रिलाई करते हैं कि लाइक ये न्यूज़ है, ये न्यूज़ आने वाली है, सारी चीज़ें बड़े इन्वेस्टर्स को पहले ही पता होती है, बिकॉज दे हैव अ हाईली पेड रिसर्च एनालिस्ट विद देम, जिनका काम ही ये है कि बाहर जाओ, रिसर्च करो, पता करो कि किस में ग्रोथ होने वाली है. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? वो आप तक नहीं देगा, वो आपको पैसा नहीं कमाने देगा, कुछ भी हो जाए, बराबर. रेयर केसेस, दैट्स व्हाई ऑलवेज सेज, इट इज बीन सेड ना कि लार्ज कैप में बने रहिए. लार्ज कैप में इसीलिए बने रहिए ताकि उसमें उतना मैनिपुलेशन नहीं किया जा सकता जितना मैनिपुलेशन स्मॉल कैप्स और मिड कैप्स में किया जा सकता है, बिकॉज उनका वैल्यूएशन ही कम है और उतना पैसा मार्केट में घूम रहा है. 26,000 करोड़ पर मंथ है ना, मतलब अभी भी बहुत पैसा लोगों के पास इतने गिरावट में भी. सो फोकस ऑन दैट थिंग्स कि वो चीज़ें मत करिए जो मैनिपुलेट की जा रही हो. एंड आई डोंट वांट टू कमेंट ऑन इट, IPOs.
Thank you, sir.
बिकॉज लास्ट IPO आई वॉज लाइक ओपन फॉर जोमेटो, उसके बाद मैंने सिर्फ एक ही चीज़ कही थी, किसी भी IPO में हाथ मत डालना. बस आई वॉज लाइक वेरी क्लियर, किसी भी IPO में इन्वेस्ट मत करिए. और आज वही IPO के प्राइसेस आई बिलीव मोर देन 60% इस फॉल में कम है, बरोबर है ना? कोई है क्या IPO इसको मिला है? IPO मिला है, किसी को IPO लगा है आज तक? कौन सा हाँ? बजाज हाउसिंग फाइनेंस. क्या चल रहा है करंट मार्केट प्राइस? That's why we need a financial literacy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. May I now invite Dr. Cyril Crasto to present a token of appreciation to our esteemed guests. May I now invite Dr. Ruhi Bakhare, to felicitate Mr. Omkar. Thank you, ma'am. May I now request our student manager, Ms. Daisy Goel, to introduce our esteemed guests.
Thank you, Shambhavi. Good morning, everyone. I am Daisy Goyal, Junior Student Manager at BIMHRD, specializing in marketing. It's an absolute honor to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Mr. Omkar SB, a leader who has seamlessly integrated finance, data science, and structured finance to drive innovation in the industry. Currently serving as Vice President, Data Science, Treasury Services at BNY Mellon. Mr. Omkar leverages data analytics, AI, and automation to enhance financial decision making and optimize treasury services. His impressive 11-year journey at ICICI Bank in structured finance, along with his leadership in risk assessment and financial modeling, has significantly shaped the banking sector. An IIM Bangalore alumnus with computer science degree from COEP Technological University, he also holds level 2 CFA certification, making him an expert in financial markets, investments, and risk management. What truly sets him apart is his passion for financial innovation, constantly pushing boundaries to integrate technology with finance. Today we have incredible opportunity to learn from his expertise. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Omkar SB with a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nice energy, considering it's a weekend. I hope we are not standing in between. It will be over very soon. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, honestly, and I'm really grateful for Sri Balaji University and Dr. Ruhi ma'am for inviting me to share my experiences with you. Financial literacy, when I heard about it, immediately a story cropped up in my mind. I had my first job after my engineering. So after my engineering and MBA, between my engineering and MBA, I worked for a year or so. So you know that company typically ties up with a bank to open salary accounts, okay? 2 weeks after opening the salary account, I get a call from the bank saying that, sir, I'm talking from the wealth management department of the bank. Now I was surprised, I had no idea that this is department that exists in the bank. And he started off on a script, asset allocation, diversification, blue chip, alpha, and all that. I had no idea what I was listening. And then at the end of the call, he asked, sir, then when should I come to discuss the wealth management strategy? And I very innocently said, I'll call you as soon as I have some wealth. It's just that you're lucky that your college is arranging such informative sessions so early in your career, so that tomorrow when you actually get into the corporate world, you at least have some idea as to how to manage your finances and navigate the waters of complicated money management scenarios, right? So today I'm here to share my experiences in learning of financial planning. It all very practical tips, no theory for me. Like our speaker before me said that he does not like theory. So whatever I'm saying is something that I have personally experienced in my career, and I hope it helps you also. So money management generally consists of three pillars, income, savings, and spendings. Now, income, you all know. Savings, whatever in the income, you set aside some money for your saving, and then you spend. Financial literacy, the first step to know in financial literacy is that you save before you spend. So the equation is income minus saving is equal to spending, and not income minus spending is equal to saving. This is the most fundamental aspects of financial planning. You need to set aside savings before you're actually spending those on the things you want or don't want also. So again, I'll repeat myself. Income minus your savings is equal to your spending, right? So these three pillars, I'll go one by one: income, savings, and spending. And the best part about this is, that your income cannot be capped. Your savings are capped at your income. You cannot save more than you earn. Also your spending is also capped at your income, You cannot spend more than you earn, unless you're taking a debt, which is not a good idea, by the way. So the best bet for financial independence that you guys have is to increase your income. So I want to discuss a few strategies that I have used in my career to plan the job profiles, the planning, the actual switching of the jobs, the promotion and all that, all the strategies that I have used, so that you can actually increase your chances of income maximization. The first step to do this is self-assessment. When I say self-assessment, it is extremely important to know what skills and competencies that you have currently that you will be using to go into the corporate job tomorrow, right? So the first thing that you need to understand is assess your skills and your competencies and see what exactly you want to do in your career. So if you want to get a job in finance or in banking or in investments or in a private equity or a VC, there are specific skill sets that are required to get into specific job. It is important for you to currently understand where do you stand and where do you want to go and bridge that gap, right? And don't worry, as in you have almost another year for you to actually bridge that gap. May I know how many second year students are there? No? Not many. So all of the remaining are first years? Come on guys, I want to hear. Okay, first year students, raise your hands. Good, good. So you have 1 year to figure out, what exactly is the gap between your current skills and competencies and where do you want to go, and use that period to develop those skill sets. The best part is that everything is available online currently, and there is nothing stopping you from actually learning those skill sets to reach your desired job level. The question that you guys should answer at the end of 1 year when you pass out from the MBA is that what income generating skill are you good at better than most other people? At the end of the day, companies pay you to make money. Unless you are making the money for the company, you will not maximize your income, right? So the best bet is to invest in those skills which actually generate the most income for you. So best part is, I don't know, do you guys have internships? Fantastic. Internships are like career speed dating, You experiment, and if you like, great. If you don't like, move on. Use internships and projects to, gauge what exactly are you good at, what exactly are you not good at. And once you, and this applies even for second year students, first year of your job, use it to discover what exactly are you good at. It doesn't matter if you switch twice or thrice in first 1.5 years of your job. It simply doesn't matter, You should always work in those particular fields where you are good at, right? Not which pays the most. And this is what most people and students confuse, They go after the jobs which pay very well, instead of going after the job where you are good at. The best jobs and the best payment opportunities come where you actually are in the top 10 or the top quartile of the employees who use their skills to make money, not just for you, but for your companies, right? And that you can only do if you have the better skills and competencies than your peers who are actually working in your same team or the same group. So, number one, first answer is that what income generating skill are you good at better than most other people, your peers or anyone else, right? So that is the answer that you need to find at the end of your MBA or at the end of 1 year after you joined your corporate job for second year students, right? Now, like I said, uh, when you join any corporate job, it is important to see that it fits what you are looking for. So since you are doing an MBA, I brought in a framework which I call as 4 Ps. So what do you look for in a job when you select a specific profile also? So the 4 Ps are profile, package, people, which is the culture, and the last P is place, which is the location, right? Profile. Whenever you look for any job, it's very important for you to know that the job is either earning you a lot or you're learning a lot in that particular job, right? If you're not earning a lot in that job, you should definitely learn a lot, because if you're not doing anything, then you'd rather not be in that particular job. Look for something else, right? Secondly, whatever you learn on the job, right, the skill sets that you develop in a particular job should be transferable. When you're evaluating a particular job profile, always look for these particular skill sets which you can transfer to other jobs. So let's say you joined some bank and tomorrow and you're working on a very specific program which is limited to that bank, and that program or software is not available in other bank, right? That means that particular skill set is not transferable, and it will not earn you money even if you spend 5 years, 10 years and become expert in that. The moment you switch to other bank, that entire knowledge that you have learned is gone, just like that. So whenever you join any job or looking for any job, always look for learning transferable skill set and not just company specific skill sets or any other competencies or courses that are there on the job, right? Another thing to look at is if a company is offering a non-linear growth, right? Let's say there are specific rules and regulations in the company that कि आपको 3 साल बाद ही promote करेंगे, right? So independent of whether you work hard or not, what's the point, right? If somebody else who is working not as hard is also getting promoted in 3 years and you are also getting promoted in 3 years, then there's no point. So the job profile should actually give you a non-linear growth. Depending upon your contribution to that particular profile, your growth should be in proportion with your contribution. And that is very important, because companies generally, and this is true with the smaller companies, right, where the scope of contribution for newer employees is very high as compared to the larger organizations. And hence the growth is much higher in the companies where the team sizes are usually small, right? And that's where you want to be. You want to be a big fish in a small pond and not a small fish in a big pond. And I'm not saying that this will happen immediately after you pass out, but it is important to actually track the trajectory of your career to be there, right? Specialization is something that always pays, not the generalization. It's okay to do a generalization early in your career, but at the end of the day, your aim should be to move to a specialization, because people pay specialists, right? And never hear, and I've always heard from people say, follow your passion, follow your passion. Only people who say follow your passion are the people with money, right? You should always follow the money, because that's your best bet to become financially independent in the future. Passion and all that, it stays, right? वो अपनी जगह है. At the end of the day, it's all about money. So increase your chances of maximizing your income by getting and understanding, applying to the job which actually are high paying, and develop the skill set to match your particular requirements, right? Second criteria is package. Now I understand that you are still in the process of placements, right? And the way it works is that the company comes and they pitch you, certain profiles are there, certain packages there and all that. Now, even though if not the campus placements, right, if you're applying for the job somewhere else, you need to research the package that is being given or offered to you. What do you need to research? You need to research, number one, the industry average that is being offered for that particular role by the industry. Second, you need to research the company average that is being offered for that particular role. And then when you actually sit for negotiations, you have something to ask, right? Never accept the first offer that is made to you. Always negotiate. That's the first rule. Always negotiate. The worst thing that can happen is they can say no, but the best thing is that you get a hike. So always ask politely. It helps to have your research done, you know. When you say that, sir, I have, or sir, or ma'am, I understand that, you know, this role, particular role has this package or the bracket or the median payment in the industry, and your company is also offering the same. Is it possible for you to match my requirements, right? And for this, you can actually coordinate with your alumnus who have actually passed out from your college and working in the similar sector or similar company also. So that's the second P of job selection, package. The third P is people. When I say people, I refer to the culture of the organization. It's extremely important that you find the culture fit. Else, you see a lot of stories on LinkedIn, right? ये toxic culture था, इसलिए मैं I abused my boss, I left and all that. You don't want to be in that situation, right? So the culture is basically how people treat you. वो interview से लेके समझ में आता है, right from the start of the interview application process. You understand how exactly is the company coordinating with you, how are the processes working, right? After your selection, onboarding process, if your team is communicating with you, do you have an onboarding buddy who is in your team, in your future team basically, who is coordinating with you? Number 3, you check the attritions or the retention of that particular team, right? Agar a lot of people are moving out, then there is something wrong with that particular company or the particular team, right? Do all these research before you actually join any company. It's important. It's important because you don't want to be stuck in a place where you really, even if you want to contribute, you're not in a physical and a mental space to actually do that. And what matters is it's not really a fault of either the company or you. Sometimes it's not just a good fit. But it's better to know at the outset, right? So that you don't waste your energy in actually putting all the effort that you have into that particular job. And yes, another important thing while selecting any company is what I call as roti. And I don't mean that roti chapati, which is return on time invested, right? So if your company comparing a few profiles which have a similar pay structure, always choose the one which has less time invested, meaning that you have more flexible hours. Always invest the excess time in your self-improvement. Self-improvement is extremely critical, right? Tomorrow when you join the job, for second year students especially, even if you join the job, never stop self-improvement. Because this is going to be, as in the next 2 to 3 years, are going to be a game changer in terms of the industry outlook. And it doesn't matter which industry you're in, you know, AI has fundamentally changed the outlook of all the industries. And if you want to survive in next 2 to 3 years, you have to upskill yourself no matter what. And the last P I say is the place. When I say place, all of you know, right? The finance, for finance, you have to be in Mumbai or NCR. If you're in India, if you're abroad, it's either New York, London, Hong Kong, or Singapore. Then if you're in healthcare, again, in India, you have Hyderabad, Bangalore cluster, you have certain Gujarat clusters. In US, you have Boston. In Europe, you have Switzerland, right? And sales and marketing, of course, marketing generally, you get a very good exposure if you are in metros. Sales, it's the opposite. And some of my friends who passed out from IIM Bangalore, who actually joined FMCGs like PNG and HUL, they had their first 3 months, they were posted in the remotest of the remote villages in India, just to understand how exactly the sales and the culture and whatever on-ground realities of there are there, right? So as I said, location don't compromise. Simple point is that in the early years of your career, even if you're placed in some city that you're not comfortable going to, see if that particular city is known for that particular specialization. Because what happens is you get a very good peer group to learn from. And that peer group learning cannot be compensated by any classroom learning or theoretical learning, right? The kind of networks that you make are simply incomparable. So that is 4 Ps, and what I covered is how exactly do you select your job, how to choose your job. Now, once you have selected and in the job, the next best bet to actually maximize your income is number 1, either to get promoted internally or to switch the job, right? So there are a few ways that you can get promoted internally also, right? One of the ways is always to align yourself with the company's goals, right? What I mean by that is every year a company has certain goals given to them by the board. Those goals are in turn allotted to the different teams. If you understand that what goal is your team allotted, and if you strive to contribute maximum to that goal, indirectly you are contributing to the growth of the company, and hence you will get paid. Simple as that. You will get promoted. And if you're confused about how exactly does that work, ask your boss. Simple. If you don't know exactly what the goals of the company are, have a very frank communication with your boss. Number 2, develop cross-functional relationship. Sundar Pichai, everyone knows, CEO of Google. Google is one of the most talented groups of, I don't know, one of the Silicon Valley's pioneer in hiring the talented people, right? So it's not that it had a shortage of people when they were looking for a CEO. Why do you think Sundar Pichai was selected, right? Any guesses? Because he was Indian? Okay, quick check, who is not sleeping? Okay, not many. Guys, wake up. Thank you. So Sundar Pichai was primarily selected for his ability to actually coordinate across multiple groups and form a coherent view and vision for the company. And not many could do that. And it's a very important skill set that we often tend to ignore, soft skills. It's not just about hard skills and what you can monetarily contribute to the company. It also matters that what are the soft skills that you have, what are the people skills that you have, right? And that is one of the reasons that you increase your chances of promotion when even people from the other group say, "Arey, ye banda kafi acha kar raha hai. He has helped me do this or he has helped me do that," right? One thing is that specialized knowledge is paid for highly. And when I say specialized knowledge, so let's say if you have finance, how many of you can use Excel without mouse in finance, let's say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I can guarantee you that you will be the one of the top percentile in your job, whichever profile you join in finance, right? If you can use an Excel without a mouse, you are going to go places, because the kind of analytics that are done are so fast paced, and you will be in a place to do it even more better than your peers. So guaranteed that you are going to go places. Similarly, marketing, who can create great PPTs? There are some people, even in your batch, who you always ask to create presentations, right? Are there someone here? No marketing guys? Presentation, right? Yeah. So learn ChatGPT, you can even get better in that, So yeah, marketing people, again, as in who can create great presentations. I have seen people who have joined consulting companies on the basis of that and doing great there. Also, analytics. How many of here are from analytics? No? Has anybody used Tableau, Power BI, data analytics? Are you joking or is it real? Okay, Tableau, Power BI, right? Whoever knows this is going to go places. Guys, it's very simple. There are some very specific skills that will pay you a high income, and you have 1 year to do whatever you want to learn that particular skill set, become an expert in that. Just imagine, let's say the new joinees are called trainees. Trainees who have joined from other colleges, who have no idea and no knowledge of this particular applications or resources, and you are there and you are immediately day one on the job, you are actually working on those and showing your ability. Who do you think your boss will trust more? Of course you, right? So that's the most important thing, right? And one last thing is for promotion that you need to do is be a problem solver, not a task doer. Which means that you just don't tell what your boss tells you to do. You actually solve problems. And not just that, you demonstrate that you have solved those problems, right? Do you guys have marks for class participation? Yeah? You do? Great, great, great. So again, there are some usual suspects who do CP, right? Or DCP as you call it. So it's worked the same in the corporate also, you know. People who actually not just do the work but demonstrate the results are the ones who get visible in the system and who get promoted. Simple. It's one rule says that, you know, out of sight, out of mind. It's as simple as that. You also always have to be in the site, doing the work and showing the work, not just doing Adha Mazduri, right? So that's one way to get high income, right? To get promoted. The second way is to get job switch, in the sense that you look for the jobs in your industry or in some other industry which is paying much higher. But it's not very easy, right? So when do you should look for the job switch? Number one, you're not getting paid enough, or you're not getting promoted, or your growth has stagnated. Most importantly, you need to check how the industry is doing before you switch, right? After COVID, you guys know, right, that the software industry hired in bulk. I think the number of people that were hired in 21-22 far exceeded the previous decade. And what happened after that? Crash. Starting 23, end of 23, 24, there was a massive layoff that happened in all the big organizations across the entire tech industry. So even if you do want to switch, you know, please be cognizant of the fact, how is your industry doing, how is the economy behaving. All of these matters a lot when you're looking for their jobs. And it's imperative that you do switch after a few years, because studies have shown, even the Forbes articles have shown, that people who switch roughly in 2-3 years, right, they earn 50% more than their peers with the same work experience. So loyalty is good, but if you're not getting paid, better switch the companies, right? So that takes care about job navigations, right? The other thing is very important. Like, all of you have heard this network is equal to net worth. Yeah? Why is that? So, okay, why is I am so famous? Just because, as in, if I look at the, in terms of the curriculum and all that, right? Most of the top colleges have a very similar rigor in terms of the content, as well as in terms of whatever the case is, or the academic credentials of the professors and all that. The most important thing that distinguishes the IIMs from the other colleges is that the network of alumnus, right? IIMs have people sitting in the CXOs positions and on the boards of the companies, and who actually give back to the colleges, right? So it's important for you to get into that particular community. And even if you're not a part of any network right now, work towards getting into forming those particular network. And networking is not sending a LinkedIn request, okay? It's more than that. LinkedIn helps, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but networking is much more than that. It's a two-way street. And in the initial years, it might be one way where you are just, wanting referrals or advice from your mentor. But going forward, because you guys are in a much more younger phase of your career, right? So the learnings that you have, the flexibility of the skill set that you develop is much more. So it will help your, that connection also with the senior to you. So it always has to be a two-way street. And it has to be a quality over quantity, Having 10,000 LinkedIn connections does not mean that you're going to do very well. And having 100 does not mean that you're going to do bad. It simply doesn't matter. It's always quality over quantity. Insta and FB have, deluded us into believing that 10-15 likes are not enough. Imagine 10-15 people approaching you in your real life and telling you, you look very good. I hope it will make your day. But on Insta and FB, you look for hundreds and 500 likes and all that. So again, quality over quantity is extremely important for you to network. One last thing on the networking is, how many of you actually share your thoughts on social media, whichever it may be? I'm not talking about dance videos and all that, generally, but actual general thoughts, how you feel about a particular topic or a particular, recent news article updates. How many of you post? Okay. No one? Really? Okay, how many of you have Insta accounts? Sorry, I should ask the other way. How many of you don't have Insta accounts? Twitter? So all you do is consume, you don't post anything, is it? Start doing that. Publishing is one of the best ways to, get noticed by the big guys. Dipinder Goyal, Zomato. There was this recent scheme. I hope everyone remembers that, right? If a order is cancelled and it's nearby you, it's getting offered at discounted, so 50% discount. Has anybody gotten it I don't know if it's there in Pune or not. Has anybody received this cancelled order at discount? Okay, no, maybe not here, maybe in Bangalore. Okay, so when Dipinder Goyal launched this with a tweet, right? One of the students or one of the working individual replied below his tweet saying that there are these 2-3 methods in which this scheme can be defrauded, and you can avoid this particular by doing XYZ. And Dipinder replied that okay, these are great ideas which are we are thinking on it. Will it be helpful for you to have a chat and see how you can work for us? A simple tweet, guys, gave that person a job interview. I don't know what happened after that, but a simple tweet gave that person a job interview. Social media is extremely powerful thing, and you have to use it for your benefit. The way to do that is publish. Publish your thoughts, right? Nobody became a writer in one day. It has to go through the process, and you never know which tweet or which particular post of yours will click with the person that you may be wanting to connect for so long. You never know. So always publish your thoughts, have some research behind your thoughts, and it definitely help you to get to the places that you never thought you could by just normal, resume applying and all that. I'm not saying it's not good. Applying through resumes and all that has been there for decades. But now in the world of social media, if you can, connect directly, why not do that, right? And publish your thoughts. Build a personal brand. Personal brand trumps anything else, right? Like Deepak also mentioned before this, okay? If you publish research reports, right, you will get noticed, definitely. I mean, there is no way that a good, thought out, well-written chain of thought is not noticed. And I have seen that. I have seen thesis of equity researches on this particular, Twitter, like I say, with people who had like some 70, 80 followers and all that. And the depth of their thought was completely astonishing. So you never know who will notice you. It's better to publish, build a personal brand, and that's the best bet for you to network with people that you normally would not have a chance to interact with in a real life, right? I then move to AI. This is my favorite topic. How many of you have ChatGPT installed? ChatGPT, okay. Claude? Claude? No? Not heard? Perplexity? 1, 2. That's all. Guys, if you're still using Google, it's like using a typewriter when computers are there. Test Perplexity, do me a favor. When you are done with this particular session, download Perplexity. And it is actually founded by an Indian guy, which is one of the best searches on web searches, a tool that I've ever used in my life. It's simply amazing. Google is like, I don't know, it's boomer now. That's what I think. So what do you think, guys? Is AI going to take everybody's job, or it's just a snake oil? Okay, who thinks that AI is just a snake oil and it's not going to do anything in near future? Okay, so all of you feel that AI is going to take your jobs? Okay, who thinks AI is going to take your jobs? And nobody thinks it's a snake oil, so what exactly do you think? No. Okay, see, the truth is somewhere in between, it's going to be a hybrid, yeah? No, I agree. I am on board with you on that. But what it is doing, right, is changing the landscape of what you can do currently. and it's not limited to any field. You name a field, I can do how AI can optimize that particular. It's not yet at a position where it will take over completely, but people who can use AI are going to go much, much ahead in your job compared to the other guys, you know. If you have someone who can use AI, and if you, a person beside you is not using AI, right, the person who is using AI will go places, simply because the kind of output that AI is producing is astonishing. And last week, and I would not have said this because before about 10 days back, Grok 3 released, 2 days back, GPT 4.5 released, right? And also Claude 3.1 Sonnet. You not have heard of Claude? Please study Claude. It's going to change the tech landscape like anything. You know, you will not need junior engineers anymore. The way that the development is happening in a couple of years, right? So study these, because it's important to know that these particular AI tools are like a superpower for you. So they will answer intelligently only if you ask intelligent questions, and you can ask intelligent questions only if the user is intelligent enough to understand exactly what they need to get output. Are you using AI for case studies? Yeah. Do you have do you have something to check how if a report submitted is AI generated? Okay, fantastic. So there are ways to actually evade that also. I hope you are not doing that, because please don't outsource your thinking to AI. You know, creativity, negotiations, and sales persuasions and all that cannot be learned, and you cannot just input prompt that I want to make this particular sale, please help me. It won't be able to do that. You have to go in person to that particular customer or a prospect and sell whatever you are selling, right? So use it as a particular kind of a tool which can help you go places. So now the question comes, what are the industries that are going to grow in AI? What are industries that are going to decline, and which industries are generally not affected, right? The industries that are going to grow in AI are the data heavy industries, right? The data science and data visualization industries, they are going to grow like anything. And going forward, most of these fields need forecasting and sales forecasting, like I say, industries like price forecasting, dynamic pricing. All of these are industries that can be affected, or the roles that have a very heavy AI dependencies in the future, and it's better to build those skills right now. Regulatory and risk management analysis. Whoever is in finance, if you can use AI for doing your risk management analysis, qualitative risk management, I'm saying that because AI on a structured data is still a little weaker. So qualitative data analysis, if you are able to do, right, nothing like it. And edtech and healthcare industries are something that are going to grow big with AI. Health tech, right? Ruby Hall Clinic, everybody knows in Pune. So Ruby Hall Clinic recently installed a machine which uses AI for early detection of gastrointestinal cancers. And the reason I'm telling you this is because the scope of what AI can do is simply unimaginable right now. And the way that the things are progressing, it's not exponential. It's more than that. And things that are being shown to us, right? Actual non-published AI developments are even at a much later stage, and we have no idea how high they are in terms of their scorings. What we call it as AGIs and ASI metrics that are currently being shown to us are models that are old, a little bit older, right? But the advanced models which are not yet published may have much higher scores, and we have no idea, and they can tomorrow just drop it, and the entire industry or profile will simply be gone. So it's important to know what are the growth industries, what are the industries that are in decline or that will decline because of AI. The first and foremost are a simple document entry or back office where you're just clicking a checklist, right? If you think that job can be automated, then definitely do not opt for that particular profile, because companies have no, obligation to their, employees. If something can be cost optimized, they will do it. I guarantee you. And AI is something that everybody is looking forward. Most of the companies have already kind of appointed consultants to see what processes can be optimized, what processes can be made redundant, what roles can be made redundant and replaced by AI. So this data entry, customer service, right? When was the last time any of you guys spoke to any customer service agent? Real person? Anyone? What do you get when you call customer service now? Chatbot, right? And chatbot, currently you can at least recognize that the person on the other side is not a real chatbot. Some of the experimental kind of outputs, AI output that I saw, you just cannot distinguish between the voice that you're hearing. It's so real, it's so empathetic, right? In the sense that all the pauses, ahs, and empathy shown. Oh, why not? Sorry for hearing this and all that. And the way that the sound is, it's coming. It's coming. If not this year, then maybe next year. And the question then will become is, all our industries, like most of our knowledge KPOs, basically the call centers and all that, most of our low-end processing jobs, what happens for those? And these are very serious questions that you need to ponder over. And not for you, but my point is that whenever you look for any job, right, it's better to think on those lines before you jump into any job for a very long period of time. Think on these lines, and it will help you plan your future in such a manner that the dependency or your role being made redundant is reduced to a large extent. Now, there are some industries which AI cannot touch for a foreseeable future, right? Which are these industries? Private equity, venture capital, investment banking. And why do I say this? Because these are the industries which require a lot of domain expertise, number one. Number two, a lot of personal judgments, expertise in experience, if I say. Judgments do not form, over 1 or 2 years. No? People who have been in these industries have a lot of experience to actually make those deals and negotiate for those deals, right? So these are industries which in the foreseeable futures, I don't see replaced by AI, right? Another is the structured finance. Again, it's a very niche industry which needs a lot of, ingenuity and thought go into it to actually understand what is happening. When I say structured finance, it's basically corporate structured finance, right? Where you need to build products catering to client-specific requirements, and that can only be that customization is something that I don't see happening in AI anytime soon, right? So those are the industries that are, I think, those are still unaffected. Okay, now I'll just quickly go through, what I think you should always, spend next year learning the tools that I think will be the best and the biggest ones going in the future, right? OpenAI's ChatGPT. If you don't have it, please get it installed. Work wonders. And don't ask basic Google questions to it, right? Think through. Learn about prompt engineering. Okay. And not just for the sake of it, but in the context of your current stream that you're having. So sales and marketing, right? Feed that particular ChatGPT a prompt engineering questions related to sales and marketing, feed it frameworks, feed it go-to-market strategies, give it variables. It's helpful for you to actually understand that the ChatGPT outputs, right, are extremely volatile, in the sense that the quality of it depends on really the quality of the input that you give. And for you to give good inputs, you need to understand the domain knowledge, and hence pay attention in the class currently, right? Then you have Grok 3 by XCI. Grok 3 by XCI has currently given a deep search mode for you. In OpenAI, you have to pay $200 per month for that. In Grok 3, it is free. Please use that. Download Twitter. Even if you don't use Twitter for anything else, just for that particular Grok account, use it. Then you have Anthropic, Claude by Anthropic. I'm surprised a lot of you have not heard it, but please do. Claude is one of the best coders that has come up. Cloud Code is what it's called currently. And even if you're not into coding, you know, you can automate your menial task, your whatever analysis and all that. Use it, you know, it's fantastic. Gemini by Google is a little behind. I won't recommend currently, of course. The deep research mode in Gemini is also very good, but currently it's paid version. So you're good with Grok 3 for the deep research version. Then you have open source like Meta. Meta is Llama. Then you have Mistral, which is a French company. Then you have DeepSeek, China. A lot of you have heard DeepSeek recently. Yeah. So that is thing that DeepSeek is also one of the best. I think DeepSeek you can run through your laptops. You know, the base model I'm saying. So if you have a good configuration machine, use it. You know, great way to experiment and see how you can change the parameters and just tweak it for your benefit. Search Perplexity, I told you, please, that's a, you know, you should definitely do that. Install Perplexity and for next week or so use it instead of Google, and you will never touch Google again. So the best part is that it's not just the time that is needed, right? You have the time, you know, spend every day 1 hour, exhaust the credits. So the tokens are refreshed every day, right? So if you exhaust in 1 day, you can get started afresh the next day. But my request is that please use these tools, get familiar with them, because AI is inevitable, okay? You can't ignore it. So the only option that remains is adapt to it. So I've covered the first pillar now, the income bit, okay? How to maximize your income. The second pillar I want to cover is savings and investments, okay? And I'll tell you what I had done, and most of the financial planning you know, professionals also will suggest the same. So the first thing that you need to do when you get your salary is, when you start getting your salary, right, is prepare an emergency fund. Now what is an emergency fund? Emergency fund is something that you, even if you do not work for next 6 months, you should be well off. So it should cover expenses for next 6 months. Emergency fund is self-explanatory. In case of emergencies, you never know, life is unpredictable, right? You should have those 6 months of expenses set aside in a savings account or in a mix of savings account plus liquid funds. When I say liquid funds, they are ultra short-term mutual funds, you know. Basically, you should be able to redeem it within a day. That is the criteria. So the first rule of the savings is you create an emergency fund. Second thing, you go for insurance, right? There are 3 types of insurance that you definitely should have. The first is term insurance. वो पॉलिसी बाजार वाला ऐड देखा है चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में? Guys, nobody is watching Champions Trophy, is it? Policy Bazaar ad, have you seen it? LIC, okay, PVR Inox में जाते हो, LIC का ad दिखता है ना? Right, so term insurance, although it's depressing, but you need to take it. It's just that it's like future-proofing your near and dear ones, right? So first insurance is term insurance, and don't go for premium. सस्ते में दिला देंगे आपको, ऐसा नहीं लेना है. Term insurance should always be selected basis their settlement ratios, right? Settlement ratio means that how many claims submitted by a particular in a particular year are settled by the company. The higher the settlement ratio, the better is the company. So first insurance is term insurance. Second is health insurance. Ab health insurance also, when you join any corporate, they will by default give you the health insurance. But I'm talking about something that is over and above the health insurance provided by your company. Always have a health insurance which is you know, independent of your corporate, and include your family in that, which is called a floater plan, right? Number 3 is accidental insurance. Accidental insurance are typically paid. Those insurances are typically paid off. You know, when you get into any accident and you have partial disability, those are the insurance plans where you actually get a fixed payout for the duration where you are not able to work, you know. And in all, whenever you take insurance, remember one thing, always declare your health very honestly, because what happens is if tomorrow when you are gone, like in case of term insurance, and there is a dispute that is made, right? This was not declared, that was not declared. You will not be there to negotiate or, argue. Your family will be there, and it's not a good situation to be in. So always be very honest when you take any insurance plans, right? Two concepts that you always remember in savings are inflation and taxes. Maggie, everybody likes. Canteen mein milta hai? So Maggie, when I was doing my MBA, costed around 100 rupees per kilo. Basically 10 rupees ka packet aata tha 100 ka. What is the cost now? Anybody knows? Nahi pata? It costs 70 gram for 15 rupees. Basically 220 rupees ke around kilo hai. So that is inflation, simply put, And it is important that your whatever investment that you are planning keeps up with inflation at least, number one. And number two, whoever is offering you high returns, please ensure that those returns are net of taxes. So if somebody is saying, मैं आपको 20% आप मेरे साथ invest करो and all that, of course you should not go for that. But even mutual funds and all that, saying that we have a track record of this, think if those returns are net of taxes or not, and if you net inflation also, how much do you get? Evaluate all this before you look for any investment, right? Compounding. Warren Buffett says that compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Why? Because he made 99% of his net worth after the age of 50. And you guys are lucky, you are starting less than half of 50, right? 22, 23 years of age. So please start early investing. Even if you don't understand, start passive investing. Nothing like it. By the time you figure out what to do, you can invest in a passive index funds, right? Which are very low cost. You don't even need to pay much for them, right? But get started as early as possible. That's very important for you. And always do a goal-based investing. When I say goal-based investing, is that don't randomly invest in some mutual fund SIPs or so. You should have goals fixed and the duration for that also. So by goals, what do you mean? So you need to buy a house, you need to buy a car, marriage, kids education, vacation, right? So all of these have to be step-by-step plans, and you have a certain years where you need to achieve from today to those particular, when those goals become due. So if you have that goal in mind and you know how many years you will take to go to that particular goal, you can backtrack and then decide how much quantum you need to put in each SIP for each particular goal, right? Always do a goal-based investing. Don't do mindless investing, right? And the best part is whenever you get salary, to ensure that you don't waste it, you should have auto debits. जैसे सैलरी आया अकाउंट में, वो पहले जाना चाहिए इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए, उसके बाद जो आए वो आए, बचा हुआ you should spend it, right? Now, trading, right? As in, I think, how many of you trade versus how many of you invest, right? Trading कौन करता है यहाँ पे? And are you net positive? Fantastic. Because, generally, unless and until you are full-time in trading, people say that the best way to get to $1 million is start with 2 million in trading. So trading takes a lot of time and effort. If you're good, you're good. Crypto. How many of you have done crypto investments? Fantastic. Wazirex, कहाँ पे डाला? Wazirex, did you put it? Sorry? Okay. How many, did anybody have money in Wazirex? Okay. Right. So the fiasco that happened, right? Crypto, please take care, because in India, crypto is a taxed asset. It's not a regulated asset. Like regulated by, let's say, like we saw in the earlier lecture, right? Capital markets are regulated by SEBI. So if something goes wrong, there is a responsibility, and the particular company is answerable to someone. Crypto, Wazirex happened, people had to raise petitions and apply, go to the courts, but I don't think कुछ ज़्यादा हुआ है उसमें, right? Because first of all, crypto domiciles are very, shady. वो सिंगापुर में कर रहा है arbitration उसका, Wazirex, So, independent of whether you're investing in equity or, you're doing trading or you're doing crypto, the name of the game is DYOR, which is do your own research, no matter what. That's covered this second pillar, right? The third and the last pillar I want to cover is spending. One of the best bet of spending, and this comes from the very good principle called as what is measured is managed, okay? And for that, you need to budget it. When I say budgeting, don't do anything. For next 3 months, just at the end of the day, note down what you are spending your money on. Even if it's 1 rupee toffee that you're taking, right? Note down. At the end of the 3 months, you yourself will get to know what is the unnecessary spending that is happening, and where you need to cut down, what need to be managed. A lot of people say that debt is bad. I don't think so. Debt has to be strategically used. Like if you're taking education loan, great. But if you're taking iPhone on EMI, not good. If you're buying a house, own house, where you're staying on a loan, great. But if you're buying a car, no. EMI generally signify that whatever you're spending on it, you can't afford it. That's what EMI signify. And try to avoid it as much as you can, unless and until it's actually creating an asset. Any depreciating asset that is being created should not be bought with EMI. You only should have purchase the assets which are either stable or appreciating in the value over a period of time. Credit cards कितने लोगों के पास है? Fantastic. Have you ever purchased something that you could not afford and you could use credit for it? Yeah? किया? Credit card नहीं करना चाहिए use. The reason being, I tell you, personal experience, I use credit cards only for reward points, discounts, air miles, airport lounges, and airport lounges as well as golf course sessions. Credit cards. When you use credit card, the first question that you need to answer is, can I spend this money using my bank account balance? If the answer is no, then you should not use credit cards. As simple as that. And never get into a status game. One last thing I want to say before I close. Never get into a status game. Yeah, sure. Done. So never get into a status game. There is a very good saying which says that we buy things we don't need with the money we don't have to please people we don't like. As long as you take care of this, your third pillar is taken care of. So that's all from my side. I am open if you have any questions.
Now the house is open for questions.
No questions? All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful words. May I now invite Dr. Cyril Crasto to present a token of appreciation to our esteemed guest. Fasten your seat belts. Now it's time to get ready for our panel discussion, for which I would like to call upon the stage Dr. Cyril Crasto and felicitate our first panel member, Mr. Devendra Tare, who is a senior management professional.
Now, we would like to welcome Mr. Sonak Roy, Equity Advisor and Financial Consultant, who is our second panel member. Last but not the least, now we would like to welcome our third panel member, Mr. Vedant Sangeet, certified anti-money laundering expert, forensic accounting professional, and financial crime analyst.
A very good afternoon, students. Students, very good afternoon. Yeah, with two very interesting talks, we come to the third part of the day, that is moderation on Financial Literacy Day. The theme being, make a right start, become financially smart. Are we ready? Yeah, so we have a very exciting panel today with a lot of total experience on the field. So we have Sonak with us, who's an equity advisor and financial consultant. We have Devendra, he's a senior management professional with a lot of exposure to corporate world, traveled a lot extensively. And we have Vedant Sangeet, who's a certified anti-money laundering expert. Welcome to the panel. Yeah. So today we have a variety of students, right from seniors and juniors, a mix of them. They specialize in marketing, finance, human resource, and not only finance. So that's the audience that we are having. And for next, say about 45-50 minutes, we'll be talking about what should the student do? What is the expectation from the corporate world? And why should they be aware about financial literacy? So I'll put an open question to all of us, all the panel members. What are your initial thoughts on financial literacy for MBA students? The whys, do's and don'ts. So if you can start with Sonak, just your introduction about what should they know about financial literacy and why is it so important? All three will answer this. Yes, please.
So hello everyone. First of all, it's a privilege to be here amongst all of you, the future leaders of India. So I feel that today a lot of us have one problem. Why is the financial literacy very important? So I think in India today, the major part, if you see the main financial industry, a lot of people are being cheated. A lot of people do not know where they are putting in their money. The money management, which should be there right from the schooling, is not present. So probably people, they do not know where to, they're earning money, but how to, guide their money, how to prepare their future, they are not aware. Concepts like inflation, inflation-adjusted returns, these are very, very important things, which I think should be a part of their curriculum right from the schooling days. If this happens, and I feel that this should be there right from MBA. When these children are coming, I believe, from different parts of India, they are getting a small amount of money from their parents. Many of them would have taken education loan also to study. Now, this is a point, where you have a very little amount of money and you have to manage your expenses. This will prepare you for once you are there after completing your MBA, you're looking forward to open your own startup. You'll not have a lot of money, but then you'll have to manage that entire startup, that entire company with the limited resources that you have. And it is very important to know that.
Thank you very much, sir, for inviting us. But I would also want to ask you, how's the Josh? I couldn't hear it. How's the Josh? Great. So just keep that Josh for 50 minutes more. And I know you all are hungry. Okay. The question which sir has raised, Cyril has raised is, why financial literacy is important for you guys? You are future CEOs. Guys.
Students, please listen.
Students, please listen. This is for you. We have already passed that age. We have built our wealth. What you are going to hear today is something which will change your life, or at least change your mindset for coming years. And if you do it, and if you understand it today, why the financial literacy is important for you guys is because it's not only money, it's the wealth which you will be building up for yourself so that you can meet your financial emergencies at any given point of time. Money comes and goes, wealth remains. So the wealth is very important. And the financial literacy also helps you to be in a good standing position in corporates. If you are financial literate, and if you know what are the financial jargons, you can stand out among the crowd. And definitely when tomorrow or day after tomorrow or next year, when you're out in the job market, you need it. You need those skills. Financial literacy, I called it as a skill, which is very important. And if you understand it today well, you will be in position to deliver a better return for your company in a longer run. On the sides, you will also build your wealth. That's why financial literacy is very important for you people. Thanks.
Hello. So my question to you is, कितने लोगों को बिग फोर्स में काम करना है अभी? कीजिए ऊपर कीजिए. हाँ, बहुत लोगों को करना है, राइट? कितने लोगों को, लेट्स से MNCs, BNY Mellon, Standard Chartered, राइट? IT सेक्टर कंपनीज, काम करना है क्या नहीं करना है? इसीलिए आए हो ना? करना है ना? Yes, exactly. So you have an aspiration that you have to fulfill, and you have to fulfill in a right manner, and that's why financial literacy is important. क्योंकि अगर आपके पास ये financial literacy है, you will not fall prey to the scams, to the frauds that are happening in and out nowadays, right? Because in today's world, to fulfill your aspirations, basically, there is a right way and there is a wrong way. So आपको वो गलत way नहीं चुनना है. You have to choose the right way, and that's why financial literacy, knowing the jargons, knowing the skill set, having that financial sixth sense is very much important. So in forensic we say sixth sense, financial sixth sense, वो होना चाहिए आपके पास. So that's my answer, sir.
Very rightly said. Yes, sir.
One more thing which I would like to add is the risk mitigation. When one of the speakers has asked you who is into finance, I think 90% of you are in finance stream. Right? Financial literacy helps you to understand how you can mitigate the risk. And that's very important, because that's not your money. That is somebody else's money. That's stakeholders' money for which you are responsible to grow. So that is why financial literacy at a personal level as well as at a professional level, it is very much important for you people to understand. Yeah?
Thank you, panel. It is said financial literate people are less vulnerable for frauds. And sir is an expert in fraud management. So financial frauds are taking place every now and then. And to throw some more light, I would request Vedant to just tell us what are the financial frauds that a student community should be aware of and how to avoid them.
जमतारा देखा है? जमतारा किसी ने? हाँ, जोर से आवाज आई. Yes, sir. तो scams, lot of scams are taking place nowadays. Whether it is employee, job related scams हो गए, crypto scams. I will tell you the crypto scam which is very hot nowadays. So you get a call from somebody. So आप student हो, आपको call आता है, and they tell you invest 10,000 rupees a month, you will get 8% return. आप बैठे हो यहाँ पे sir, per month they are telling 8% return. Is it possible?
No, not at all.
It is not possible. Markets आप अगर देखोगे, markets गिर रहे हैं नीचे. वहाँ पे US में कुछ चल रहा है, रशिया में कुछ चल रहा है, wars चल रहे हैं, and you get a call and they say invest in crypto per month 10,000, you will get per month 8% returns. So this is a big fraud, big scam, ऐसे स्कीम्स के लिए आपको फंसना नहीं है. यू शुड कंडक्ट योर ओन इन्वेस्टिगेशन, योर ओन ड्यू डिलीजेंस. अगर आपको ऐसा कुछ कॉल आता है, अगर आपको कुछ ऐसे एड्स दिखते हैं, प्लीज़ कंडक्ट योर ओन ड्यू डिलीजेंस, प्लीज़ कंडक्ट इन्वेस्टिगेशन कि ये एंटिटी सही है गलत है, ये जो बता रहा है वो सही है गलत है, मार्केट में क्या चल रहा है. सो वी कॉल इट मार्केट इंटेलिजेंस. कलेक्ट द मार्केट इंटेलिजेंस एंड देन टेक द डिसीजन whether to get involved in this transaction or whether to get involved with this investment or not, right? So crypto is one. Then job opportunities related to काफ़ी सारे frauds हो रहे हैं. They ask you for the money like pay 10,000, 20,000 and job is secured. Let me tell you, I work in an education domain. No job placement is secured nowadays. झूठ है, सब झूठ है. कॉलेज का नहीं कह रहा हूं मैं. स्टूडेंट्स बोलना चालू कर दे कॉलेज के लिए भी. But when you get a call from that third party, na, that is false, right? So don't fall in that traps. Gain the knowledge from the market. आपके टीचर्स है, हम जैसे एडवाइजर्स है, सर यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, इनका भी बड़ा एक्सपीरियंस है. गेट कनेक्टेड टू दिस पीपल. टेक द नॉलेज, टेक द data, analyze the data and make the decision. So financial sixth sense is nothing but a common sense, logic. Use the logic, and definitely it will prevent you from falling the prey for this kind of frauds and scams.
Thank you. It is said India's general literacy rate is around 77%, but the financial literacy rate is only around 35%. So as the previous speaker also mentioned, most of our Indian community, especially the student community and the younger generation, is not financially literate. And some speaker, Charles Jaff, has already said, it's not your salary that makes you rich, it's your spending habits. So in that context, I would ask Sonak to throw some light on what are the safe ways to invest for a student, and what is the difference between investing and saving? If you can throw some light on that, what are the safer ways that our student community can save?
So I feel that once we get money in our account, the holes that take out the money outside are basically Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, and Zomato. So these are the places where we generally end up spending a lot of money. Now, when I was coming here, I saw 3 Ds out here. Discipline, dedication, determination, exactly. Now, discipline, dedication, and determination, if you have these 3, trust you me, no one can stop you from getting success, let it be financial success or anything. So discipline, how does discipline come in terms of finance? First of all, you need to save. Whatever you are getting money in your hand, you cannot end up spending all of them. So the best way is, the moment you have money, the first thing that you should do is put aside a part of it, say 10%, 20%, you put aside. Now this has to be a part of your discipline and not making returns. Like he said, महीने का 8% return, बहुत अच्छा लगता है सुनने में, right? लेकिन trust you me, fund managers छोड़ के return बनाना किसी का target नहीं हो सकता है. जो वो target बनाता है, that person ends up losing money. Trading. So trading is science. Lot of people, YouTube में आप देखेंगे, you will see snapshots. People are making crores of money every day. I ask you guys a question. Do you think if that person is making 1 crore every day, would he still end up spending his time creating that YouTube video? No, right? So this is a place I think discipline is very important. Dedication is you have to look long term. So whenever we are creating a financial discipline, it always has to be a long term because, while he was saying that financial literacy is a skill, अगर हम आज की रेट में किसी non-financial literacy person के हाथ में, या for example किसी beggar के हाथ में, if we give a, guys, can I have your focus here, please? So disciplines और एक चीज आता है, when someone is speaking, there should not be a second talk in the background. That actually creates a lot of disturbance for the other person who is speaking. So just request you to focus. Dedication क्या होता है? When you are dedicated that yes, I have to create something, your focus is long term. तो आप किसी भी beggar के हाथ में अगर आज 1 करोड़ रुपए दे देते हैं, he will spend that money in a year's time or 2 years time or 3 years time, and then again he will start begging on the street. How many of you know Rakesh Jhunjhunwala? Everyone almost, right? So अगर आप वही 1 करोड़ राकेश झुनझुनवाला को दे देंगे, he will end up doubling that money probably every 3 years or every 4 years. So that is the kind of mindset you need to have. Whenever I have money, how can I grow that money? Now, to start with students, I would say you have to move धीरे धीरे एक एक सीढ़ी करके हम ऊपर चढ़ेंगे. यहाँ से डायरेक्ट हम ऊपर नहीं चढ़ सकते हैं. So the safest option that every student can have to start investing is mutual funds. It's a big thing. जितने लोग यहाँ पे क्रिकेट मैच देखते होंगे, हर जगह म्यूचुअल फंड सही है, ये सुनाई दे रहा है, दिख रहा है. सचिन तेंदुलकर, महेंद्र सिंह धोनी, रोहित शर्मा, they all are working hard to convince you mutual fund सही है. So that can be your first step towards financial independence.
Thank you. Yeah, please.
So what he said is financial literacy is there. I also agree, financial literacy is there. The problem is with the emotions. Why the problem is with the emotions? Because this is an aspirational society we are living in, right? मैंने जैसे पहले भी कहा कि आपके पास बहुत एस्पिरेशंस है यार, सबको कुछ करना है लाइफ में, करियर बनाना है, घूमने जाना है. कितने लोगों को जाना है यूएस टूर पे, वर्ल्ड टूर पे कितने लोगों को जाना है, घूमना है ना कहीं पे जाके, राइट? तो ये जो एस्पिरेशंस है ना, दिस लाइक अगर इमोशनल इसे अगर हम एंगल दे, एंड इफ दे आई एम नॉट गेटिंग द राइट वर्ड, लेकिन ये आप पे हावी हो जाए ना, you take the wrong decisions. So control your emotions, control your aspirations. I will not say control your aspirations, but to, you know, to reach that level of aspiration, control your emotions. In my domain, I conduct forensic audit. So as sir rightly mentioned कि कहाँ जाता है पैसा, स्विगी में जाता है, जोमेटो में जाता है, अमेजोन में जाता है. So in the audit, we have a monitoring of transactions. Similarly, monitor your expenses. आप आपके एक्सपेंस मॉनिटर करना चालू कर दो. अगर आपको कुछ अनयूजुअल एक्सपेंसेस लग रहे हो, उसको यू नो यू स्टार्ट इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग दैट यू नो एक्सपेंस, यू विल कम टू नो वेयर इज द प्रॉब्लम एंड अकॉर्डिंगली यू विल गेट द सोल्यूशन. बट अगेन इमोशंस पे कंट्रोल रखो. अगर आपने इमोशंस पे कंट्रोल नहीं रखा, you will lose all your money. So that's it.
Yeah, guys, I would like to add something. How many of you know what is the difference between need and a want? Zomato is your need or Zomato is your want? So how you're going to control it? I'm not saying that you stay hungry. How you're going to control it? See, the thing is that when you will start earning money, that will be your active income. You will be working for the money. How you are going to build your wealth? By money working for you. That is only possible if you will control your emotions, desire, wants, and increase your saving potential. And it's not only saving potential which you keep in a bank. You should start investing in a product which give you a better return in a long run. So let's build a passive income which will work for you. Job uncertainties in next 5 years are too many. Our job hai kal nahi rahega. But if you have a sound wealth, you will be able to survive. The very good example is Corona. Those who have built wealth for themselves, they have survived well. And those who couldn't, they have struggled. And this is the time when you are still in MBA, you should think of building a wealth. Unless you have decided your goals for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, you will never reach anywhere. कहते हैं ना गरज, जिसको बोलते हैं ना नीड, वो मस्ट है, उसके लिए स्पेंड करो. But when it is a wish, when it is a desire, you can prolong it. हमेशा याद रखना, फाइनेंशियल इमरजेंसी एक ऐसी चीज होती है जो बिना कहे आती है, और उस वक्त अगर आपके पास पैसा नहीं रहेगा, then it becomes a difficult situation. So please understand the difference between need and want, and that at this stage, if you understand it, it will be better for you, because I'm again telling you, job आज है कल नहीं रहेगा. So be prepared for it, because it's not only you guys who are into the market. Like you, there are millions of students who will be coming out, and for that you need to develop your skills. And financial literacy or building a wealth is very important. Start it now. As he said, systematic investment plan. Yes, it's must. For systematic investment plan, you don't need to invest 10,000 rupees a month. You can start even with 250 rupees. Everybody on the phone is having a SIP calculator. Just calculate it. कि 3 साल में मुझे कितना पैसा लगेगा, 5 साल में कितना पैसा लगेगा, 7 साल में कितना पैसा लगेगा. Start working on it. Do that calculation yourself, and then you will realize कि 3 साल में अगर मुझे कुछ गाड़ी खरीदनी है या बाइक खरीदनी है, या after 5 years I will be having certain responsibilities. Sorry, I'm taking better time. Huh? So, in such scenario, are you ready for it? There are 2 things in the life. One is called career path, and other is the life path. Career path is where you build your skills and take up a good job. Life path is where you will build on your responsibilities year on year. जैसे जैसे आप बड़े होते जाएंगे, जैसे जैसे आपकी उम्र बढ़ती जाएगी, आपके ऊपर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आना स्टार्ट हो जाएंगी. अगर आप उन रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज को देख के आज ही से प्रिपेयर करोगे, दैट इज अ सिंपल कंसेप्ट ऑफ TVM, टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी, एंड लॉ ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग. You must have studied compound interest in your school. But when you reach to this stage, that law of compounding actually becomes a part of your life. That's why start building your wealth, think about it, and then grow rich. That's what I want. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. So need and want, law of compounding, career path, life path, investment systematically, that is what is the need of the day. So please start developing those skills within you. That will help you a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. I was about to ask you, what are the other ways of creating wealth? And you just explained all these concepts like SIP and those things. So wealth creation, is there any difference? They should know being rich and being wealthy. I think there is a very vast difference between these two things.
Being rich is like monetizing yourself on every step. But being wealthy is you're securing your future by creating an environment which will lead you to a peaceful life. Right? Being rich, you are just running after the money. How long? 5 साल, 10 साल, 15 साल, 20 साल. 20 साल तक तुम काम करते रहोगे, पैसा कमाते रहोगे, लेकिन उस पैसे का वैल्यू क्या जब वो बढ़ेगा ही नहीं तुम्हारे साथ. If it will not compound. Money lying in a bank is becoming fat. Make him jog. Make him run. Wealth means create an environment where you will stay with peace. एक stage आती है career में, I always tell my student that there is a breakout point, not break even point, breakout point. You get mentally stressed, then you need some psychiatrist to take you through. Don't let yourself in that situation. Make sure that you have enough savings, enough wealth generated in coming 5, 7, 10 years, that अगर job है, job नहीं है, situation कोई भी आएगी, you will be able to face it. That's what we here as a panelist want to inform you, that why that financial literacy is very important. We can get more technical on it, but let's see how it grows and how much attention you will pay to it so that we can drive it to the end. Thank you.
Sir, actually rightly said. I would like to ask all of you one question. There are 7 wonders in this world, right? Now there is also the 8th wonder. How many of you know the 8th wonder of the world? Compounding. Albert Einstein said that compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. The person who understood it, he has made a magic. And the person who did not understood what is compounding, he will consistently pay for it. I think compounding, there is something known as rule of 72. If you divide a number by, divide 72 by any number, you get the time period. जो number आता है, that is the time taken for your money to double. So approximately अगर 22.5% return बनता है साल का आपका, तो 3 साल में आपका पैसा double हो रहा है, right? At the same rate, अगर 3 साल में आपका पैसा double होता है, 10 साल में आपका पैसा 10 गुना होता है, 20 साल में 100 गुना होता है, 30 साल में 1000 गुना होता है. This is the power of compounding. When you are doubling your money has just doubled. आपका 1 करोड़ से 100 करोड़ होने में बहुत टाइम लगेगा, लेकिन 100 करोड़ का 200 करोड़ बनने में सिर्फ 3 साल लगेंगे. This is the power of compounding. And you know, understanding this is being wealthy, and being rich is just the condition that you have money in your hand.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you. A question to Vedant is, how can students be financially responsible? Like cryptocurrency, I suppose, is not fully legal in India. Correct. So what are your thoughts? Like, because students get itchy about making faster buck. So what are your views on, should students invest in crypto? Is it possible, or should they stay away from it?
At this stage, I will say stay away from it. अगर आपको invest करना है, learn about that particular domain. Blockchain, yes, it's definitely good to go. Crypto, no. Currently, it's not good to go, right? Because a lot of money laundering cases actually happen through cryptocurrency. North Korea किसको पता है? Do you know North Korea? Country है? पता है? उस पर काफ़ी सारे sanctions है. ये पता है? पता है? Correct. लेकिन चल रहा है ना? देश तो चल रहा है. They are living, right? Kim Jong Un एक 2-3 दिन में दिख जाते हैं newspapers में, right? As a country they are living, as a country they are earning, as a country they are spending, right? Even they have a financial sanctions on them. How? The power of cryptocurrency. All the illegal transactions happening in around the world today, whether it is a war situation, whether it is a sanction on certain country, whether it is a terrorism, etc., cryptocurrency is involved. So I would suggest don't fall victim for that. In money laundering, basically, we have a definition that anybody who knowingly or unknowingly is a party to the crime. Don't become that party who is, unknowingly. Unknowingly, that is a word here. Unknowingly, मतलब आपको पता ही नहीं है, लेकिन आप उसमें फंस गए हो. You are a part of that crime. Don't do that. Take certain courses, take information, Google. Just go and Google. You will get all the information about cryptos, you will get all the information. Bitcoin है, Doge है, बहुत सारे coins है. लेकिन उसमें laundering कैसे होता है? Games. कितने लोग game खेलते हैं? PUBG किसने खेला है? PUBG? COD? Call of Duty? खेला है ना? In-app purchases होते हैं, right? In-app purchases, you do in-app purchases, you buy skins, you buy coins, you buy weapons. Do you know इसके लिए एक black market है, जहाँ पे ये सब बेचा जाता है, right? Now यहाँ पे कैसे फंसते हैं लोग? So I will just explain this case study. One of my colleague, उसका account था Facebook. So he had a Facebook account and he linked that Facebook account with his PUBG application on his mobile. One sudden day, his Facebook account got hacked. Profile picture was of Osama bin Laden, and there were some slogans of, that jihadi slogans that he posted, that account posted, that jihadi slogans, and that account was banned by Facebook. Simple, right? Account hack हो गया, उसने कुछ डाल दिया, ban हो गया. नहीं, simple नहीं है. Account was linked to the PUBG game application, and whatever he has spent on his skins, weapons, coins, etc., that all was, sold on black market. That all was sold on black market. So terror funding. is a risk. आप games खेलते हो, खेलो, not an issue to play the games, but ये भी देख लो उसमें कि in-app purchases ना करो तो अच्छा है, जितना मिल रहा है उतना अच्छा है, right? So हम लोगों को ऐसे पता चलता है, सर्च करो ना यार, गूगल है आपके पास, go to Google, search about lot of frauds taking place. मैं आपको एक साइट बताता हूँ, www.rectechtimes.com. I am the co-founder for that site. Just go and check that sites. You will come to know around the world क्या चल रहा है, क्रिप्टो में क्या चल रहा है, जियोपॉलिटिक्स में क्या चल रहा है, फ्रॉड में क्या चल रहा है. Just get the knowledge, market intelligence, just get that intelligence, and then take decisions wisely, whether to go for it or not, right?
Yes. There was a case where $230 million was wiped out. Vajirex something? Please throw some light on that.
Yes, so actually they were hacked. Vajirex was hacked. Actually, it's not right to say on this dice, but there was some, political angle to that.
No, but then I also feel that, when you're investing, investment means you should get some asset in return, right? Second is that when you're investing, there has to be a certain amount of research that you put behind that. Apart from return history, in cryptocurrency, I've got nothing more to research. Now, on the other hand, I will tell you, but let's take example of a company called Suzlon Energy. How many of you know Suzlon Energy as a company here? Wow, wonderful. So that company today is down by approximately 48%. Now, I did a personal research on that company, that the company is in renewable energy. The segment is wonderful. The company is doing very good. The balance sheet is promising. Their profit history has improved year after year. But still, the price has come down. Trust you me, my confidence on that stock is very high. So even though my entire wealth in Suzlon has just half, but I'm putting in more money because I know that in the future days, in the future time, that company will definitely rise. So the research that we are putting in is very important.
Sir, what's the cost today?
I think it is 49 rupees.
Let me tell you, I was a holder for around 3,000 shares at the cost of 10 rupees.
Wow.
I sold at the cost of 30, and when I saw, I guess 6 months ago, it was around 80 or something. I felt very bad. I felt here oh my God, I missed the opportunity. So, sad story from my side.
I'll tell you another very inspiring story. So when I completed my master's and I joined Kotak, so there my boss came to me and told me that how do you go about selling? So I said, sir, जाता हूँ बोलता हूँ कि आप डीमैट अकाउंट ले लो आप. बोलते कि do you invest yourself in stocks? I said, नहीं sir, salary कहाँ है उतना कि invest करेंगे? So that is when he told me कि देखो भाई जो सबसे पहले तुम बेच रहे हो लोगों को पहले खुद उसको इस्तेमाल करो and then you'll get the conviction to talk on that. So first thing I learned is knowledge. Invest in your knowledge. Second, there was a company that time called Bajaj Finance, India's largest NBFC today.
Yes.
In 2008, when I completed my MBA, that time the price of Bajaj Finance was, I think, 17, 18 rupees. So what I did was I kept buying. So my salary then was whatever it was. I kept buying worth 2,000 rupees Bajaj Finance every month. Can you guess what is the current price of Bajaj Finance today? Exactly. Very nice. 8,500. Imagine the wealth it has created over the last years, so many years, 2 decades.
I think you should also explain the concept of loss of capital and loss of profit. That is something very important to know. If I am investing 100 rupees, one day I see it, it became 150 rupees, and second day it came to 130 rupees. 20 rupees is a loss of profit. But if I invested 100 rupees and then they become 80 rupees, that is a loss of capital. काफी लोग इसमें फंस जाते हैं. Loss of profit and loss of capital. Loss of profit is okay. Don't get panicked. अगर आज आपने 100 रुपये इन्वेस्ट किए है, उसका 150 हुआ है, कल देखते हो 130 हुआ है, अरे यार कम हो गया, बेच देते हैं. नो, दैट इज ओनली द लॉस ऑफ प्रॉफिट यार. कैपिटल है ना आपके पास, और एक्स्ट्रा का तो 30 रुपीज का प्रॉफिट है, राइट? So don't get panicked in that situation. Don't take emotional decisions based on loss of profit. Yes, loss of capital, definitely. Then I guess you should come to sir and take his advice.
A very important thing, a question which I would like to ask you. What is the inflation rate of this country today? 6 point? Okay, what is the GDP? What is the GDP? Kitna? 3.5. And what is our market capitalization as of today? Kitna? It is $6 trillion. इतना पैसा कहाँ से आया जो हमारी जीडीपी से ज़्यादा मार्केट में इन्वेस्टेड है? कभी सोचा आप लोगों ने? The reason because young minds like you have started realizing the value of a money today. They knew that how can I beat the inflation and how can I build my wealth by just beating the inflation by investing in the stocks which are operating efficiently, which are based on efficient operations. And Suzlon is a company whose operating profits are growing. And that is the reason it will never fail. You can have faith in that stock, right? That's what I wanted to tell you, that guys, please research. Half of you, how many of the finance students are still here? Very few. Most of them have left, right? And that is Financial Literacy Day today. Guys, when you are into finance stream, it's not easy. Finance is a common sense. Has anybody told you? Finance is a common sense. Marketing is a emotion. If you know how to play with common sense, you are a good finance guy. If you know how to play with emotions, that is marketing. So that is a big difference. So use your common sense to build your wealth. Use your common sense to do research, right? Then only you will be a successful finance manager.
Sonak, you have been exposed to some entrepreneurial ventures, or you've been involved in entrepreneurship. So what would be your advice to future entrepreneurs from a financial perspective? So what should future entrepreneurs in this room look at finance? How should they manage it? What advice would you give them?
So first, I think I'll tell you my story. How many of you know the full form of HNI? High net worth? Yeah. So that was the definition yesterday. Any person who has got a high net worth is known as HNI. But today, the definition is changing. It is high network individual. So the first thing that you need to understand is, the larger is your network, you are better placed in the market. You will not be able to do everything yourself. You'll not be able to grow if you do not have a network. So right from now, invest in networking with people. Meet people, meet your professors, understand from them, learn from them, try to meet people from the industry and grow your network. If you have a good network, trust you me, you have a wonderful future as an entrepreneur. Second, as leaders, first of all, you have to lead by example. Don't be a boss, be a leader. Understand. So in order to become a leader, first you need to know how it is done. Second, once you understand that, the art of success comes from delegation. Today, Narendra Modi ji is very, very popular. There are very few works that he does himself. The entire work is delegated to the right people. So delegation is another thing that you need to understand, that when, as an entrepreneur, you will be a very successful person if you learn the art of delegation. And entrepreneurship is again, it is about vision. So first, have that vision. So again, I will come to the 3 Ds that you have: discipline, determination, and dedication. If you can practice these 3 Ds in your life, as an entrepreneur, it'll be really helpful. When starting, I think planning also plays a major role. You need to understand, do your research in the market. Once you know that you have a proper blueprint in front of you, that this is the way I have planned things, you visualize that thing day in and day out, and that is the only way to success. I feel Swami Vivekananda, a famous Hindu monk of India, so he gave a wonderful statement. What is the way to success? The way to success is you have to pick up one idea. You think about that idea day and night. Let that idea run into your brain, your blood, your veins, everywhere. And once that happens, success is just a matter of time.
Thank you.
Just I would like to add one more thing, that to be an entrepreneur, you need a mindset, a business mindset. And that's why you are here, doing MBA. If you don't have that mindset, it won't work. Second important thing is, you need to have 1,000 days working capital. कोई भी business 1000 दिन चल गया, वो कभी बंद नहीं होता है. This is a fundamental principle of starting a business. First mindset and 1,000 days working capital. इस चीज को दिमाग में रखना, you will never fail. I have tried it, and we were very successful. Unless you goof it up yourself. So mindset और working capital, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है.
From the forensic perspective, मैं इतना ही कहूँगा, विजय मल्ल्या नीरव मोदी मत बनो. Try to follow the footsteps of the great leaders of India, like Ratan Tata है, आनंद महिंद्रा है, मुकेश अंबानी जी है, right? बस इतना ही.
Yeah, very good advice to future budding entrepreneurs. On a parting note, I would like to ask everyone in the panel to give your parting shots, and what financial literacy advice would you give to budding entrepreneurs or budding MBAs, to be precise? Parting shots, and then we open the floor for any questions they have. So from all of you, what financial advice would you give to MBA students?
So before coming to the financial advice, I believe that integrity, ethics, these are 2 very important pillars if you're looking forward to become an entrepreneur. Again, you are doing your MBA full form of Master of Business Administration. You learn here how to administer a business. Now, after doing this, again, yes, you have the corporate world, but then if you're looking forward to become an entrepreneur, trust me, this is very important to understand that ethics can play a very important role. A non-ethical decision can ruin things completely. Sir gave a lot of popular names, but then how many of you know who is the CEO of HDFC Bank?
Yes, please.
It is India's largest private sector bank. Exactly. So now you have to understand this. जो लोग सही में ethically काम करते हैं, वो लोग pomp and show के पीछे नहीं जाते हैं. They are working. How many of you here know who is the founder of Marico company? Harsh Mariwala. So again, I can challenge you, ऐसा एक भी इंसान यहाँ पे ना बैठा हो जिसने हर्ष मारीवाला का प्रोडक्ट नहीं यूज किया है. पैराशूट नारियल तेल हर इंसान ने यूज किया होगा अपने लाइफ में कभी ना कभी, right? Harsh Mariwala is the founder of that product. So, work on ethics, work on basic principles. Getting success is not rocket science. It is doing the basics again and again, every day with discipline. Uh, think about finance, and I would say my departing note would be, invest in your knowledge. Knowledge will never make you fail. Knowledge is something which will always help you to grow in life. Get into a habit of reading. Reading, be a voracious reader. The more you read, the more ideas you will have in your mind, and the better you will be able to execute them. That would be all from my end. Thank you.
Continuing that point of ethics and what sir also mentioned earlier, risk mitigation. Identify the risk, identify your risk appetite, and then take the decision. एक simple example है about the risk appetite. कितने लोगों के पास dogs है और how many of you are dog lovers? सारे हैं. मतलब dogs as a pet, you love it, right? Okay, how many of you have a snake as a pet? कितने लोगों को सांप पसंद है? Exactly. यही है difference. खाली यही है difference. Ethical, non-ethical. I'm not saying like सांप अच्छे नहीं होते हैं, but that is a difference. So, continuing, both the pointers, risk appetite जानो. आपके सामने क्या risk है? Product में क्या risk है? Investment में क्या risk है? आप जिससे deal कर रहे हो उसका क्या risk है? And accordingly take the decision.
What I would like to say is, stay diversified and stay invested. The more you diversify, the more stability you will have. The more you remain invested, the better wealth you will create. There is a concept which everybody follows, is 50, 30, 20. I say 40, 10 and 50. 40 goes towards your expense, 10 for your entertainment, and 50 for your investment. That's how you are going to build wealth faster. That is what is required. Don't fall in a trap. एक का दो हो जाएगा, 21 दिन का strategy, कुछ नहीं होता है. This is only one thing which you have to understand is research, research, research. Whether you are doing your own business or whether you are working, research is very important. Before putting your hard-earned money somewhere, do research. And you are guys who will be trained in that during whole your MBA. And one very last thing which I always tell every student, upskill yourself. Upskill. If you are in finance, make sure that you have maximum number of certifications before you appear for your placement. If you are marketing, finance, HR, kuch bhi, upskill yourself. Do data analytics. Learn digital marketing, employable skills. Right? Read voraciously, as he said. It's very important. 2 saal, dedicate yourself to build yourself so that you can build a better wealth for yourself. Thank you.
I would just add one thing to him. It came to me. 3 Idiots हम सबने देखा होगा, right? आमिर खान का एक बहुत पॉपुलर डायलॉग है, काबिल बनो बेटा, कामयाबी झक मार के पीछे आएगी.
That's wonderful, Sonak, Devendra and Vedant. I think we have covered most of the topics which we had to, and they are very important topics, and I think students would have taken cue from all these pointers, and they'll be better informed to take wiser decisions, at least in their personal finances. So now I ask Shambhavi and Pratham to open the floor for questions. Any questions we have before we close? Students, any questions? Something from here? Something here? Girls? No? Then I'll have questions for you. Please ask some questions. Anybody? The floor is open to get some more insights from a wonderful panel here, one of the most experienced. Anything you want to ask from a financial literacy point of view?
सारा जोश ठंडा हो गया.
We'll ask the panel to ask you questions now. Anybody here? financial literacy. No?
We should ask the questions to this guy who's sleeping.
Want to be highlighted? So I think we've covered a vast area of topics. Sonak, thank you very much for being a part of this. Thank you, Devendra.
Thank you, guys.
And Vedant. We had a great time. I suppose we are standing between lunch and wonderful talks here. Wish we had a little more time. We could have had the privilege and pleasure to get to know more about the panel, but I'll ask them to stay connected with us. And students, please feel free to connect with them on social media platforms and take any guidance you might not wish to ask here, but on a personal level, I'm sure they would help us to be there. Thank you very much for being a kind audience, and thank you so much, sir.
Sir, now I would like to request Dr. Cyril Crasto to present token of appreciation to our guests. बोल जल्दी मानसी को बुला.
May I now call upon our student manager, Ms. Mansi Kumari, to put forward the vote of thanks. Thank you, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mansi Kumari, student manager from Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development. Would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished panel members of the day. Mr. Devendra Tare sir, Senior Management Professional, Mr. Sonic Roy sir, Equity Advisor and Financial Consultant, Mr. Vedant Sangit sir, Certified Anti-Money Laundering Expert Forensic Accounting Professional and Financial Crime Analyst. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our guest speakers, Mr. Deepak Kuresa, Founder Epoch Investment, and Mr. Omkar, SBVP Data Science, for starting the day by gracing us with their presence. Their invaluable insights, expertise, and perspective have been truly enlightening, providing us a deeper understanding of the corporate world. Moreover, I would like to highlight some key points from their insightful corporate session. It's not only money, but to build our wealth. Money comes and goes, but wealth remains. Practice 3Ds. Do research before investing and taking decision. Control your emotions and build your saving income. And most importantly, practice ethics. We are truly grateful to your time and effort in sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you once again to all the guests for being an exceptional source of inspiration. Also, our Cyril sir for moderating this convocation.